recording has been started, and morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. We are back for another installment of Explorations of Wrath. As we last left off, the group seen a portal coming through. Now, we took a little bit of time after everything, rested, recouped, spent some time talking with this group that came through. And now, 3 days later, we pick up as the group leaves. Given a heading to head towards Drakenlock to look in the library for books related to all matter of things. What would you guys like to do?
Well, Serene getting up, with Quincy apparently still sleeping in a bit, would like to go and search out Eisen. How was the quartering situation with this? We were in the same room, right?
Yes, you guys were all in the
Set
same
of
room.
rooms. Yeah, just getting up, getting himself ready, and seeing if who else is already up.
As you would take a peek and knock on the door, Asin would bow back down on the bed. He was currently ensuring the stream was good, and it's just does a sleepily upwards nod, answering the door as he sees Serene.
Uh, Morning. I've
Uh,
got I've got a bit. Well, I've got something for you that I prepared. I thought it might be good for you to use it earlier, at least if you want it. It's. I thought it might be useful, especially for someone doing fighting. Well, Birdsong might appreciate it as well if you don't want it. But and he just toss takes it and tosses a scroll to you.
all right.
Uh, you.
Everything that's
I've
I've
well,
I've received a lot of parchment now. Is that something? Uh,
not less a drawing, more. You did use a spell scroll before once, well, and well, uh, it's really useful. Do you remember the familiars that Quincy and I have? Well, it's basically
yeah,
that spell, but in a scroll form for those with imperfect casting abilities. Thought it might be both interesting and useful for you, seeing how you attack a lot or you fight a lot, and it can give you quite the advantage in combat, distracting, dropping things on people, also scouting ahead. That takes a bit of practice to get a hang of.
interesting. Yeah. Do you? Does it? I've never really seen your creatures go away. Do they? I know that from my classes, at least, the spell scrolls kind of used up and whatnot. Do I have to worry about it disappearing if I
Uh,
use it now?
no, it really. Actually, the first of all, the important thing to know is that your familiar never actually dies unless there's some real shenanigans going on. It just would get poofed back to whatever plane you summoned him from. Oh, and while we're at it, might I recommend staying towards the upper planes if you want to have a good experience? Say Celestial would be a good idea. Fae also, if you would appreciate something more lively, convivial. But
Hmm.
in general, once you've summoned it, and with a snap, his owl appears on his shoulder, you can materialize or dematerialize into a comfortable, harmful space or them, unless they've been forcefully returned via damage or, you know, anti magics. But you should really use it now. It takes some time to do.
All right, I just gotta figure out what I choose
Uh,
to be it, I guess.
yeah. Uh, you have to pick it in the beginning or every time you use the spell. The most familiars do appreciate a more permanent form. I can talk you through it, through this use of the spell scroll itself.
All right, yes, I gather my belongings and just undo the scroll and lay it at exact herbal and somatic components that are on it.
Yeah, I just talk Eisen through the actual summoning once
And
it's
I think I'm gonna.
settled.
At some point, Birdsong is walking in after her daily morning rituals and meditations and just be like, oh, cool, what's this?
Ah, morning. It's
Trying to
trying to have.
decide. Do I want? I could go with something small that helps with
Is
my. Yeah.
is Eisen breaking up for anybody else?
Yes, Eisen, you are breaking up pretty badly.
Oh dear. All right. I've been noticing a few connection issues. Yeah, am I going clear? Still breaking up.
You're still breaking up.
Give me 1 second. Is that better? Nope. I see red, and now I see green. Okay, is it better?
For now, yes.
Yes.
Gotta love that connection.
Yeah. Birdsong. It's a bit of a present. You remember the familiars that Quincy and I summoned? Well, I was working on giving it to, well, others in the group. I just thought that I just, well, offered it to Eisen first because, but if you want to, I can also make one for you. It'll probably take me a short while. I'll need the time to work on it, but would that be something that you want and in your head you hear, or is that not something that you would prefer?
Kind of raising a hand and shaking her head. Um, she smiles back. A little mentally, just trying to shadow the words. Uh, Very softly, it is unnecessary.
Well, all right then. I just thought I'd still offer.
So I'm between two. I don't know. there's I can go with the. You have an owl, right?
Yeah, owls are mechanics-wise really useful because they have flyby, meaning they can grant the help action without actually provoking opportunity attacks or attacks during the melee attacks during the round.
Thinking some. There's two things. I'm thinking between there's being able. There's the option of having a hawk. Uh, I was thinking about that. Oh, that way it's flight and gives better perception and such. But there's also, uh, well, there's a spider, and I was thinking it'd be a nice little thing to be able to sneak in to small crevices or very easy for helping with stealth and whatnot.
Hmm. Well, it's what Eisen about what you think Eisen would choose, be it the stealth, added stealth on top of the double, or be more combat oriented things of the hawk or owl.
I think I'm going with hawk. Spider, it's just a little bit too creepy crawly for my skin.
I'm just gonna put this out there, Eisen, for you. I'm just meta talking this real quick. Just putting this out there. Fish.
Fish?
Just
We already have cash.
fine. Octopus then. or super useful. Seahorse.
Yeah, if you ever low on rations.
I'm just saying. We could get into battle, and then you could say, "I choose you, Magikarp," and it's just about as effective. I mean, come on. The seahorse has an AC of 11, a 0-foot speed, and it can only breathe underwater. It's perfect.
Yes.
I'm
But-
good. I'm picturing a red tail hawk.
Okay. As you take the time to work through everything, it takes you a little over an hour. But a hawk slowly appears out of what looks like a small orb of mist. And it just kind of lands on the table in front of you and looks at you. And just stares.
Well, hello there, creature. I guess I summoned you. So, puts out my arm like the falconers. Hop on.
And as soon as you put your arm out, you can see it just straight up. One little quick flap of the wings, and it's up on your arm.
All right. So, I guess my braces of archery help not to get my arm kind of clawed in.
Yes, I was about to warn. You need to either instruct them not to dig their claws in, or, well, wear some thicker padding.
If your familiar is mentally and psychically linked to the person that does find familiar, if your familiar hurts you, is that because your familiar just hates you, or because you hate yourself?
The answer is yes.
Maybe a little bit of both,
Guys, I just really
which is why I'm wearing protection.
Well, good to know.
Hey, man, don't need to.
Yes, about this time, you do hear a knock on your door.
Yes?
And without even waiting for an answer, Katerina opens the door and walks in. Are you ready to travel?
Uh, think
To
some of us.
Dragon Luck or
Yes.
another realm?
I think some of us are. Uh, just, uh, just a second. Uh, has Serene seen Quincy, get up?
Quincy is still out like a light.
Uh, Slight issue. Apparently Quincy's still taking a nap, and I haven't seen Cash either.
Well, we don't have time for you to wait. If I,
All right. So is there gonna be?
Quincy wakes up, and if I see Cash, I'll send him to you.
Well, not entirely. If you if you say so.
Well, Quincy
Serene
really
looks
was
uncomfortable.
feeling. Well, Quincy was saying that they were kind of uncomfortable with going there, but
True, but uh, I mean
hmm.
it's his decision. But still,
Well, regardless, she kind of
Either we
reaches
wait
into
and we get stuck traveling other realms, or we take this opportunity.
she kind of
well,
reaches into one of her pockets and pulls out a stack of paper. Kind of just looking at the closest person, she walks over to Serene, just hands you 5 pieces of paper. You'll need these. It's easier to travel by boat than to try and swim there.
well, appreciated.
Though if I was you,
Thank you.
I would hurry. Your boat leaves in about an hour.
Oh, geez. Well,
But we're not even.
better make good
Yeah.
time. Uh, guess if Quincy really isn't feeling it, I don't want to force him. Well, are you guys ready?
Hand up and nodding yes.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. They'll catch up.
Do we have your guarantee that you'll, well, of the safety from Realm Shift, at least until we're reunited?
Yes.
Should be enough time. Good, good. That's good.
Now,
Well,
hurry. Your friends are waiting by the gate to say goodbye.
oh, yes, all right. And thank you for, well, thank you for the papers.
Well, those are your tickets for the ship, so
Yeah,
good luck.
well then. Thank you.
And with that, she kind of leaves and she closes the door behind her. And
Well, we gotta hurry. So let's go and get their
Yeah.
goodbyes out of the way real quick and rush to the boat, I guess.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Steppy.
I thought I I knew he was apprehensive, but I really thought Quincy wouldn't be this apprehensive.
but again, as Katerina said, as you go to leave, everyone is standing there and kind of waves, says their goodbyes, and hopes that they will see you again at some point.
The same profound profusely thanking thanking Tarzal for the gifts towards both himself and Quincy. and more disapproving nod towards Bohemond, and just a polite, well, hope to see you again to the others.
Okay.
And he just went online.
I mean, Birdsong has had a couple things that she's been doing over this short time. Have I been able to get all of my artwork stuff done?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so in that case, Bohemond has a thing. Yeah, I just wanted to verify that I was able to get everything done before I started handing out descriptions and stuff. But yeah, so Bohemond will have a hand drawn picture, and I have one that I need to give out. But other than that,
He nods and gives a thank you. It's much appreciated.
there we go.
Yes.
All right. Well, we got a long journey, I think. So good luck on yours, and I hope those trials are not as bad as rumors say.
Yes, the best to all of you.
And hopefully things have changed with Drakenlock since you were there, and better, maybe. I don't know. Oh well.
Serene has a very skeptical look on his face. Sort of, do you really think that?
Come on, guys, it's rock bottom. It can only get better, right?
Wait for us to drop into an entire other reality of bottom.
As you
Camera jump cuts to us 3 days later. We're running down black streets. Birdsong is plastered up on a wall trying to hide.
the freeze frame. You won't. Yes, this is me. You might be wondering how I got here.
yes.
How could I be so happy? Welcome, Quincy.
Is that
You
in
all right?
character?
Very much in character. Yes, I'm all right. I'm just very tired.
Oh boy.
Very
even
much in
more
character.
Because Quincy is still asleep.
Oh boy.
You haven't missed anything. We found you asleep, so we filled your paw with like shaving cream, and then we tickled your nose with a feather so that you slap yourself in the face. And
then we left you behind.
No.
Because we thought you were faking to get out of it, because you were a little bit apprehensive or whatnot.
That's your
And
dog now.
You made Serene sad.
No.
and I got a bird animal companion now, or animal familiar.
Yay.
Excuse me, I am a person. Thank you.
And not you.
But
Person, emergency
Bird meet
rations.
bird.
Depends on the situation.
Quincy, as
No,
you kind
never.
of stir awake, you look around, and you don't see anyone, and you don't hear anyone, but you do see a piece of paper on the bedstand beside.
He paws over and picks it up.
As you start to read it, you see that it's just a short message from Serene.
Yeah.
Heading towards Drakenlock. Cat will send you to us. And then you can see it's signed and dated about 5 minutes ago.
He stumbles out of bed. He's hopping on one leg as he pulls his clothes on, kind of just very quickly rushing getting out of his jammies. He's out the door. Probably falls flat on his face right as he reaches the group.
I love how this implies that the way Katerina signs off on letters is sincerely, Katerina of the Seven Rings of the Academy. April 22nd, about 8:07 a.m.
Oh,
No,
no,
that
this
was
would
from
be
That letter was
Serene.
from
Oh,
Serene.
Serene.
I
apologize.
should have
I love
mentioned that he
Why
would leave a
Serene?
note for Quincy, but yes, he definitively would leave one. And it's not unlikely that he would sign it like that.
from from Serene of the second level of the Academy, the 12th of Vernus, about 4:18 p.m. The sun is bright. Temperature is 78 degrees.
But Quincy, as you come running out, you can see the rest of the group starting to open the gates to leave.
Hold, hey. Then he falls flat on his face before he can get the rest of that sentence out.
Quincy, I when you didn't want to wake up, I thought you'd changed your mind.
No, I didn't change my mind. I just very sleepy.
That's good. That's good. Well, come on. Sleepy or not, we have a boat to catch.
Yes, you have about 40 minutes or so to get back into town and then across to the docks.
As we're walking across town and whatnot, the whole time, Eisen's talking to his new hawk on his arm, like, okay, we need to find a name. What about Argos? The scene, pause for reaction.
Turkey.
Kind of looks, and you can see the wings just kind of come out as a shrug, like, whatever.
Mirage?
Kind of tilts its head a little bit.
Spaghetti.
It screeches
The terrifying,
at
the
Quincy.
terrifying combo of Eisen, mist, and spaghetti.
And then you can see in your mind it sitting in its nest on a couple of eggs.
So it's a female.
Yes. I need everyone to make me an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Likely,
boy.
or at least guard. Oh dear.
That's actually pretty good for a wizard.
A wizard?
Waiting on Quincy.
Missing Quincy for that acrobatics.
Quincy, baby, we're waiting on for you for acro.
Acrobatics. Don't know where your role is.
What was it?
18.
Oh, goddamn.
So, as you're going, you notice that it is taking you longer to walk back. Because you're kind of just walking slowly, even though you've got at least 2 miles to cover. To get back to the city and then over to the docks. As you realize this and start to pick up the pace, Quincy and Birdsong, you pick up the pace no problem. It's just a faster walk for you. Eisen and Serene, as you go to pick up the pace, you kind of stumble a bit.
Yeah. Hang on. We're coming. We're coming. Jeez.
It's hard to
Wait
run
up.
with a.
You'll get used to it.
How is it the gangly one is able to keep pace better than you?
You're tall. You can run faster. You got larger
Aerodynamics.
gape. Aerodynamics.
And Ice is trying to run with his arm out in front of him, holding a bird.
Serene has no
All right,
excuses. He's just a wizard.
Can you fly? Like I gotta run. Like
Kind of, with that, kind of shoves your arm down a little bit as it takes off and just kind of circles above you about 15 feet up in the air. Kind of ominous looking, like it's looking for an attack for anyone who would just happen to see it.
all right, I don't mind. You do you, Ruby.
And as you say Ruby, you hear a large call. As it lets out.
All right.
Things to remedy.
But
well,
as you run, you pick up your pace and you start to run. Your time is cut down, but you can see the docks coming in. Serene, give me a investigation or a perception to look at the papers to find out which dock you have to go to.
all right, that would be investigation. That's an active of 20, passive of 22. I presume active.
Yes. As you look down, you kind of quickly scan over it, and it doesn't actually have a port number, port on it. It just says the Queen's Gambit.
All right, anybody look for the Queen's Gambit. Should be here somewhere, hopefully.
You
Just
got it.
still coming in
All
from
right.
behind, trying to make up for lost ground.
Everybody give
Start
me a
looking
perception.
for Start.
Do I roll for
Yes.
advantage with my bird? Okay. What a great roll.
15, unless a 13 is
Uh,
acceptable.
Also, holy hell, how did you are you in the right Quincy?
What are you talking about?
Plus 7?
You have a +7 to perception, and I know that your wisdom is +1.
I'm not in the right Quincy then because what the fuck? I am not in the right Quincy. That's Black Tide Quincy. Give me a sec.
So you rolled a 9 instead of a 15.
Active
Here we
10,
go.
passive 17.
Let me re-roll that. Perception is a 3.
Well, roll better.
That's the right Quincy this time.
So, as you all look around, Quincy, you spot it immediately, even though you're kind of groggy. It's the one at the far end of the docks.
It's over there, guys.
All right. Still panting, just picking up the pace again.
As you get over there, the guy standing at the end of the galley plank looks and goes, "Ah, you just made it in time. You got your papers?"
We do. Just a second, pawing around to get the papers back out. Apologies, we were notified a bit late.
Looks so up and down and goes, alright. He kind of takes the papers and tears a corner off of each of them. Alright, you're good to go.
Perfect.
And
All right, thank
don't
you.
worry about it. Katarina does this to a lot of people. Waits to the last minute to give them their tickets.
Huh.
She has. It's a
Well.
bit of fun.
Fun.
It's a bit of training, I guess, just to see if we have it, if we're good enough to get there.
Well, or she just likes to watch people run. With her power, she can just be watching us right now.
It's more she likes.
Speaking
to watch
of
people
watching,
run.
I go ahead and
Yeah.
try to whistle to call Ruby back down.
She comes back down and this time gently lands on your shoulder. You can feel.
All right.
You can feel the talons, but they're not digging in.
Okay. Still gonna get used to that, but
It really doesn't. You don't really feel it after a couple of weeks. You get used to it.
Unless they land on your head.
Yeah, I
Is
wouldn't
Serene
recommend
suggesting that Serene is used to claws digging into skin?
I mean, Serene's,
claws or paws?
Why not the both?
Serene probably doesn't feel much when his owl lands on his horns, but
Yeah.
The frog of the hoof.
but as you get on, you notice that this is actually a proper passenger transport boat. There's a few people around, but for the most part, it looks like anyone who's on is already either down below deck or not, or this is it.
Well, kind of Katrina to at least because proper transport.
Yeah.
But well, let's see. Turning around to one of the crew. Excuse me. Would we showing the papers? Would we happen to have any sort of quarters or cots that are ours?
No, this we should make landfall by this evening. It's not that long of a.
all right.
Now you'll have to travel on land for the rest of the way to your destination, but we're just here to get you across the sea.
Well,
All right. Thank you mighty kindly. As Eisen summons his echo up on deck and swaps places past the person.
He
I
looks at
assumed
you
we
and
were already on the ship.
kind of he looks up at the echo, then looks at you and goes, I'm not paid enough.
Speaking of hearing that mention of pay, Eisen's gonna quickly wait, I went to the bar quite a bit. And then search his coin purse, like, have I gained money by gambling, or have I significantly lost money?
Okay, roll me a D100 and a D10.
As I'm getting on the boat, I'm with the right hand up, middle finger kind of pointed towards the captain, but the other finger's up, palm towards the captain too, just kind of like, I don't know, kind of patting my hand with a expression of regret. And then pointing at Eisen as I get on the boat quietly.
Eisen, you have lost 79 gold.
God damn it.
You drank
Not
way too much
69?
and lost a fair amount of gold. Most of it to alcohol. You hit the bar hard for the good stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like me. It's like I probably got too drunk to be able to even convince people to gamble with me. So
You were able to convince a few people, but
not enough to recover my losses.
no. And you lost probably 30 gold to people. Even though you're really good at gambling, you were having a very bad day. People were calling you out on your shenanigans.
The house always wins.
Yep.
Well, the sober person usually does.
About 5 minutes later, the ship starts to sail. There we go. And it makes its way down around the coast, and then you can see as the tower and Gazefall start to go to the distance. I need one person to roll me a d20.
Sure.
Quick, everyone roll.
Now I need everyone
5.
to roll me a d6.
5, 6, 4.
2.
Oh, Kesh isn't here. We can get the 3.
We also need another d6. Carl?
Yep, need one from Cal.
Oh, the D20 result was a 5.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh no, it doesn't matter what Cal gets. We're going to ruin our all evens on the die, on the D6
Oh.
danger die.
Do we need danger die?
Yep.
One danger die, if you'd be so kind.
Danger
Sorry.
zone!
Well,
Fly
6 of...
into the...
It's all perfectly balanced. A 6 and a 1, a 4 and a 2.
Beautiful.
As all things should be.
Mm-hmm. And would you look at that, right on time? Half of us disintegrate.
No.
So a rippling black orb.
As you travel, as you start to see Gazefall and the Hammerwood Academy in the distance, up ahead, you can all feel it, especially Quincy and Serene. The air is very much in almost like it's been infused with arcane energy. All the hair on Quincy, it's standing up. I need everyone to roll me a perception check.
And well, also, I'm pretty sure Quincy is in human form.
Yep.
Yes. Quincy is in human form, so nobody else can see it, but Quincy, you can feel your fur standing on end.
Oh God.
Also, Eisen, if
if it's not up above, then don't count it.
no, you can refresh your character sheet, because
Alright.
you should be using your perception for you, and then if you go to extras, you should have a familiar for your hawk, and that will give you the rolls
okay.
for them as well. Oh,
And perception +4 right there. Alright.
yep. Yeah, so we'll take your 20, but you shouldn't be rolling
From now on, use. Yeah, okay.
Quincy, Ruby, and Eisen see it right away. And then slowly, Serene starts to see it, but It takes a minute, but once everyone starts pointing it out, that's when Birdsong you look up and see it. Out in the middle of the ocean, a storm is forming, but it doesn't look like it's moving towards you. It looks like it's moving away from you.
Hmm. You know,
Moving away?
Yes, and it doesn't look like anyone else on the ship has even noticed it.
you
Even
know.
though it's probably a good 5 miles across.
What
I'm just gonna kind of
is that?
comfortably watch it and just
Yeah.
kind of point off to it, get people's attention.
Yeah, Quincy is just like,
Where
what
does it
is
seem to
that?
be going?
That is a bit worrying, especially combined with the feeling in the air.
It seems to be heading
Ah.
due east. You're heading. The ship has started turning, you're starting to head southwest. But it's heading due east.
Due east away from us. Doesn't really seem like any kind of heading towards anywhere specific. That's weird.
At least not towards us. Do we know how the others were traveling?
You know they were heading down towards the Isles of Trial.
Wait, no. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
But you don't know. You have a rough idea of where from talking, especially Serene and Quincy, from talking with Good Fortune. But you don't know exactly where.
Yes. Just Serene's just standing nervously on deck, sort of fiddling with his armband of defense.
Well, whatever can do that, we don't want to mess with.
Yes.
Yes, pretty sure.
Birdsong, as you try to point it out to some of the other people on the ship, they all look at you like, what are you talking about? There's nothing there.
Does that include the party members that have acknowledged it?
Besides the party members.
Interesting.
That's
fascinating.
Does the
That's
magic have any
concerning.
sort of flavor or feel to it that would seem recognizable other than just the general literal tension in the air that can be felt by Serene? And he also asks Quincy, do you feel that as well?
Mm-hmm.
It
Do you
feels
see that?
almost as if it's a clash of arcane and divine magic.
Serene will just walk up to the captain and ask for the general heading of the ship. Just trying not to seem too nervous. I was just wondering what route you were taking.
We're heading over close down to the island, then we'll follow it down to the port city.
Ah, so due west.
South by southwest.
Good. That's good. Well, thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
It's all good. It's all good. As you watch, slowly but surely, the storm continues to go until it's out of your line of sight. It gets, from what you can tell, I can get a hold of it. It gets a good 20, 30 miles out before you start getting closer to land and it kind of disappears from your sight.
Well, I'm really glad we didn't run straight into that.
I'm glad we kind of delayed going until that thing was already passed.
Well, true, though we didn't delay much.
That thing seemed to be going. Did it seem to be going pretty fast?
Oh yeah, it was probably traveling at least 10 times faster than the ship is.
Yeah, so if my calculations are correct with my. Yeah, we definitely could have hit that if we had left a little early.
We might. Well, I'm more concerned that Eisen, did the air feel sort of weird for you?
Slightly. I'm still getting used to this whole magic stuff, but I could tell something was not right, as one does.
Eisen, roll me an Arcana check.
Eisen on point with his Arcana checks.
Oh my god, every time he rolls
That's
incredibly without anything.
But you
All natural talent.
I may not be a smart man, but I understand Dwemer's third arcanum of magical barriers.
you are able to tell the difference, that it is some kind of divine and arcana, even though you're still relatively new. Quincy, you are not.
Oh boy. I just heard Arcana and hit the button real quick.
Birdsong, roll me
So-
an Arcana check.
I'm going to preface this with I did not do well on the magical exam, nor have I been rolling well with this character.
You can feel
On
the
punch.
magic in the air, but you can't figure out you can't figure out if it's just the wind or what it is.
Look, I don't rely on that crutch called magic, all right? I've got key and training. While you studied magic, I studied the fist.
I never studied no magic. I just picked up a few things.
While you read books, I studied the fist. Now that your spellcasters are attacked by melee fighters, you come to me.
So, couple hours
I mean, what should we do?
later-
Just hit them with a book?
So far, it's worked.
A couple hours later, you pull up. You can see a small port city in the distance, and Captain looks and goes, yells out, "We'll be in port in 90 minutes. Gather all your things. Make sure you're ready to get off the ship."
Yep.
Serene just gives a curt nod. And just a second there, before we go onto land, I think we should just go in prepared now that it's not as much of an effort for me to do so. And he'll just a second, hold still. We'll try to seek some less ogled place on the ship and cast mage armor onto the others. Well, onto Quincy Eisen and himself.
Since Birdsong would gain nothing from it, yeah.
Yeah.
And being a little bit following the
Touch me with
group.
your vile magic, sorcerer.
I will follow them to this spot and let them do it while I'm going through my belongings. Just Eisen's a little OCD about being around so many people and idle hands and all that. Just double check. Do I have everything? Yeah. Do I have everything? Yeah.
You have
And-
everything. A few things are backwards where you normally put them, but everything's in there.
I will also expend in the 90 minutes before doing that, if I'm permitted, gift of alacrity to myself, Quincy, and well, either Eisen or Birdsong.
You're the
Whoever,
one casting it, you get to choose.
well, Eisen today. Just
While you
oh,
guys
actually,
are all doing that, I have a role play thing to do. So I'll be
All
last.
right.
Just tell me when I'm up.
You're up.
Serene just
Oh.
has the mat. That was it. Serene just takes a short rest. Just
Okay.
relaxes on deck for the rest.
Okay, you're up, Birdsong.
At some moment when Quincy and Serene are together, I don't mind if Eisen is there too, but definitely those two at the same moment. I'm going to come over and present you both with a small scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Thank you. That's
Oh no.
Right.
kind of you.
Very, very much thank you.
And
Thank you for the last one. It was quite beautiful.
Sane's looking in Quincy's mind because Quincy hadn't ever seen it. Hadn't seen.
No,
Yep,
that
he's
would
just
that
looking-
would the response would be heard in Bertong's mind.
The yeah, that from the SpongeBob episode. Yeah, that's Quincy right now.
Roll me a
No,
history
that would-
Wait, that was yours?
That would also be
Quincy.
heard in Bertong's mind. But thank you.
So, yes, Quincy,
Quite
roll me a
beautiful.
history check.
I just want to make sure.
You finally realize that all these scrolls that have been appearing were from Birdsong.
Bird song. You. And he just picks her up and hugs her.
Literally picks up, doing the whole like arms against the body squished thing.
Yes.
Hmm.
You darling little sweetheart. And he puts her back down and pats her head.
Just big old wide Kenku smile.
But yes, you're all able to take a short rest, and as you come into port, it's as if the captain and crew have done this for many years. Right up. Oh, the picture got rotated, but
PNG.
just give it a minute. It'll come in. But as you pull up,
Excuse me.
the captain brings it in no issue. You're brought into a small port town. Captain they push out the gangplank, and as people start to get off the ship, you realize there was a lot more people on the ship than you thought.
Uh-huh. That's one thing that Eisen's kind of cautious about is other people. Large crowd, easy place for pickpockets.
A lot of these people are wearing very fancy clothes.
And large target. All right, yeah, I'm keeping my eyes out.
Serene is just talking varyingly with Birdsong and Quincy. Just well, it's always good. For Birdsong, mostly this will be in her mind. It's always good when things go without trouble. And to Quincy, speaking out loud during that, you might want to slip another ring in front of the important one so that it doesn't come off as easily.
Yeah.
And he does so.
Okay. You guys are the last ones to get off. The captain looks at you, thanks you again, tells you he hopes the ride was good, was smooth, and kind of starts talking to a group of people who were standing in a line to get onto the ship.
Just a polite nod to the captain, and then going to follow the others.
I mean, I'm playing shepherd and bodyguard, as I have been.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm playing the cautious, staying away, keeping it close, watching Birdsong guard and Shepherd while staying back in the back, watching for pickpockets to make sure they're not getting targeted by people that would be unsavory.
Are we doing wizards in front? That's so terrible.
You're leading
Front
first.
line, let's go. What could go wrong?
But you're able to...
Wizards are the best at detecting landmines.
Yep.
You're able to make your way off the docks and more towards the center of town. It's a relatively small town.
Yes.
There's only one bar. There is an extra what looks like a nice sit-down restaurant. But for the most part, it's pretty standard, just a small community. You can see a relatively large graveyard off to the one side as you walk up and look around, but for the most part, it's a very quiet little town.
Well, first question to the DM. Were we in those 3 days given any pointers or any more specific pointers or recommendations where we should try to stay first when we make our way into Drakenheim?
And a Drakenlock?
Drakenlock. Sorry,
You're fine. You were...
This is me
Drakenfjord.
This is me when coffee ran out a day ago.
Oh boy. You were told by both Grill and Wrath about a small town that's right near. It's about a mile away from the gates.
That's good.
And you were also warned about the paladins that, at last known, were making a push near the southern gate.
Any safer points within the city? Should we need to head there, or should we need to, well, take a break inside? Or is it all dangerous territory?
Only the clock tower. Told by pretty much everyone in the group, the clock tower was the only place they had actually secured permanently at the time.
All right then.
Though, watch out for harpies.
Wow.
Watch out for titty birds. Got it.
Well, then in the present, looking towards the others, we might want to ask how long of a trip it is, whether we might want to buy or rent a horse or two, or how we should time a trip to arrive, well, during appropriate hours.
There's a few people around you can ask if you wish. Or you can look for
Yeah.
somebody more suited.
This was at first just to the group in general. Well, if you think, well, we might want to look for somebody who can tell us. Unless did one of the other guys give you a pointer how long the trip would be from the coast to the town?
Could you repeat that?
Oh, which did Katrina or one of the other group give you a pointer or tell you how long the trip was going to be from the port to the town?
Not that I recall.
Well,
Nobody actually knows in the other group.
yeah. Right then, Serene would be looking around for a person to politely approach.
You see a
That
couple of people, a gentleman walking around in very fine clothes, a older woman. She's wearing nice clothes, just not as fine as the man's. And you do see a couple of guards a little bit down the road.
uh, approaching or heading towards the guards if the others are not opposed. And just quickly inquiring, excuse me, I was wondering if you could help me out real quick. I'm looking to go towards the insert name of the town outside of Drakenlock. Uh, could you just new to this area? Uh, could you help us out? How long approximately the trip would take us? Would you recommend us hiring some horses for the trip, or
He kind of looks at you and goes, ah, on your way to Auric, huh?
yes?
Sorry, I had to look up the actual name that I had for it.
It's perfectly fine.
Um, well, from here it's about a day and a half travel on foot, or if you take horse and cart, it's maybe only 8 hours. That's if you stick to the main roads.
Well, thank you. That's appreciated. Anywhere around town where one could hire horses?
Yeah, Old Nick's outside, right outside of town has stable and carts for sale.
Hmm.
Are you
Well,
hiding your ring from the academy?
he wouldn't
Hmm.
necessarily wear it openly, being warned about paladins and probably their dislike. If do their paladins have a dislike towards mages here?
It's not a friendly. They're not friendly, but depending on the group of paladins, it could range anywhere from I just don't like you to I want to kill you on sight.
Yeah. Then, actually, despite having learned that it grants discount somewhere, hiding or not making it too obvious, but he would still be wearing it, so probably just turned around so that the symbol on one side would not be too visible.
Okay.
Does Eisen pick up on this subtle movement and would do the same?
Well, this would be after being warned about the paladins back
Ah,
at the tower.
I don't believe I was part of that debriefing.
To the gods, but thank you very much. It's appreciated.
Looks and goes, no problem. And he kind of nods and kind of goes back to patrol.
Mm. Well, what do you guys think? Would you prefer hiring a few horses if we can afford it at all. I'm I'm not doing too great on cash.
I'm the same, honestly. I would prefer us to try to be a little cautious with our spending money around these parts. Not everyone seems to be fairly wealthy, and things probably going to cost quite a bit here.
True. Well, the only question is, do we want to spend the money and then resell the horses, probably at a bit of a loss? Or do we want to take the long way with a day and a half of travel?
Every day that we wait could be a day that we get.
Yes. I didn't want to take away everyone's decision, but I would be willing to pool our money, at least for, if it's possible, 2 horses at least. Every day, every bit of time that we lose is a day of security, of not ending up somewhere else, being lost.
Hmm?
Talking about how we have just a few days of
Mhm.
not being shifted.
Yes.
That's actually fantastic.
Yes, but hence why I think we might want to pool our money at least for
Mm.
2 horses, if we're all right with sharing a horse or for some cheap cart, so that we well, might arrive there in time, or without losing too much time and too much security.
I suppose it's probably a worthwhile investment.
Mhm.
Well, the guards told
Plus,
me
it
about.
might give. Go ahead.
No, just the guards told me about the stables outside of town.
Oh, well, yeah, I was gonna be looking around for one but if you already know where a place is, then it's giddy up.
As you head out to town, it's not very hard. You can see the stables very easily. It's right outside. Maybe 500 feet away. So that way the smell isn't that bad in town.
That's one smell I don't miss.
You're telling me it's well, one of the advantages of tower life, magical cleaning.
Yeah, that must be nice, not having to do the choring.
Oh, quite frankly, extremely so. It's like night and day compared to, well, where probably both of us came from.
I always used to convince my siblings to do my work for me.
Mhm.
uh, had none to convince, but, well, luckily managed to head off to the tower. Oh acquire enough money to head off to the tower early enough.
All right, so do we find it? We're outside the city, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Get closer. You can hear what sounds like music coming. It's like somebody's strumming away on some kind of stringed instrument.
What type of tune? Is it more southern or?
It is very southern.
All right, banjo and
Effectively
banjo on my
is-
knee.
It sounds like a banjo.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Ah, the song of home.
Ah,
As you get
Well.
close, you can see this. You can see this slightly older man sitting on what looks like a stump out in front of a house, and he's just playing. He's wearing pretty raggedy work clothes. As you get close, he stops and looks up and goes, "Howdy, what can I get for you?"
Well, sorry, I don't want to keep talking. If somebody else wants to talk,
Sure. Well, these cowpoke right here are looking for some horses to get to across town to another place.
yes,
We were looking. Go ahead.
a horse and cart or 2 horses, whatever's cheaper.
And he goes, "Ah, haha. Well, you just happen to be in luck. I can give you the deal for the deal today. Now these aren't the best of horses, but they're strong work horses. Give you 2 horses in this and a small cart for 100 gold."
Just glancing around to the others, sort of nodding.
I
First one
mean,
will kind of pull your sleeve a little bit and hold up 7 fingers and then 5.
Well,
And pointing to herself.
oh,
oh, right.
that is, I guess I'd say if the price isn't negotiable, looking at the man,
And he goes, "I'm already giving you a deal. I'm giving you the cart for free."
Well-
I'm like, okay.
All right,
Look,
then.
we are more than happy to take your generosity, sir. As I go ahead and pull out 25 gold, and noticing that Birdsong had signaled for 75, and like, wait, yeah.
Birdsong, it's very kind, but if I'm understanding you right, I'd say we just share the cost equally.
And as you are saying that, I am handing you a bag of 75 gold.
It's in your head, you hear. That's very kind, Birdsong, but it's still your money.
I go ahead and
Taking out
while Serene has this moral dilemma, I'm just I see it, and I just pick up the bag of gold and add my 25. Here you go, sir.
I am loving playing a monk that has no care about money at all.
So kind of,
Serene just
I am
left
going to shoot myself in the foot tactically for just this sort of meme.
Serene just was looking to the left at Birdsong and returns, feels a bit of weight lifting from his palm and returns to look at an empty hand.
Serena's sitting there trying to have a conversation and haggle, and Birdsong just lifts up his hand and puts a really heavy bag in it, and then just pats his wrist and goes, "Thumbs up."
kind of
Well-
quickly counts it and looks and goes, "All right, it's all here. Give me a couple minutes to get the horses up and the cart out."
Thank you. That'll be fine. Serene. Sorry.
I was gonna say you have about 5 minutes before he comes back.
Yeah. Well, we were, I must admit, not quite well off enough to have horses. Do you, Eisen? Do you have some experience with at least draft horses, or just any of one of you?
Be honest with you, the farm animals kind of hated me, so that's kind of why I avoided them and let the youngins take care of them. Because once you get a little bit of a hoof to the chest, you kind of just say nah.
I can
Well.
attest to that. Out of character, I can just attest to that. In character, Quincy ain't used to horses.
Well, you shouldn't be playing banjo quite so loudly behind them.
Quincy's used to horses and being kicked, but mostly it's been when Quincy's been hunting for food.
Serene doesn't kick in bed. Nah.
Oh my!
Nah, I had to do the joke.
So, yeah,
It's not in character.
about 5 minutes later,
I am so not sorry for that.
he comes
Right.
he comes back with 2 draft horses hooked to a cart. They look good. They look like good draft horses. They're a little bit shorter. You can tell they may be slightly younger, so he comes back and he looks and goes, "There you go."
Thank you. Just from what little I know, could we also acquire some feed for maybe a day or two?
He kind of points to the back, and you can see what looks like maybe a half a bale of hay.
Thanks.
That should feed him
That's-
for a couple of days. Hopefully, you're not traveling too far.
No, that's very kind. Thank you.
So, who's gonna drive?
All right, Serene, this is all
Got it.
yours. I'm gonna just say, just don't let them sense any doubt. I never got the hang of that, so good luck.
Oh, you're fucking
I-
kidding me. Am I the
never-
one with the highest animal handling?
Oh yes, you're two people with background of we're from a farm, but we have a +0 and a +1 to animal handling, respectively.
Yup.
Well, I mean, I was on a temple, right? So probably had some animals I took care of, I guess. God.
What animals? Most of the bricks you had to move by hand.
Oh, gee.
Quincy, Birdsong, does either one of you know?
Well, I've got to take care of these animals, apparently.
animals?
And no, I'm not talking about the horses.
I shouldn't encourage you with have encouraged you with a joke.
So yeah, as you climb in, it is a smaller cart. It looks like maybe it could hold maybe 2 other people besides the 4 of you, including whoever's driving.
I guess as we kind of gather our cart, I'm going to go kind of introduce myself to the horses and pet their noses and kind of get them comfortable and hooked up.
They're already hooked up to the cart.
Ah,
As you pet
Yeah.
them, they kind of neigh and one of them kind of snorts loudly, ruffling your feathers a bit. But the other one seems to be well adjusted.
I'm just going to do this just for giggles, because, yeah. We're going to have some fun with animal handling checks, guys.
And nobody's proficient in land vehicles.
A natural 1, a natural 20, and an 11.
We're going to have some fun
Perfectly balanced.
with as all things should be. You know, using that, only 50% of us will make it to Dragon Ball.
I like those odds.
Never tell me the odds.
All right, scoundrel. All right, well, I guess if we're all loading up,
All I'm saying is careful, but sometimes like to eat small horses. Sometimes like to eat small birds.
And Eisen kind of pulls back. Ruby, like, what? Huh? Never heard that.
That is a thing. Very much a thing.
Yeah. But as you get off to a pretty rocky start. You kind of give the reins a bit of a shake, and one horse kind of takes off, and the other one kind of slow trots. So you can feel the cart shaking, but after maybe a half hour, the cart's shaking back and forth. You kind of snap it again, and they get both into sync and start going. What is everyone doing? Everyone else doing?
I guess I'm driving the cart, so I'm keeping an eye out and trying to make sure the animals don't bolt.
I go ahead and let Ruby fly up above us, scouting, while I go ahead and continue looking for any kind of trouble.
Serene would also just keep a casual eye out and make some small talk with Eisen about. Well, he never actually asked. I never actually asked you where you were from, and so on and so forth.
And Quincy?
Probably taking a nap, to be quite honest. Cal?
In game or real life?
What?
What is Quincy doing?
What is Quincy doing? He's kind of just sitting back in the cart.
Taking a nap?
Yeah, absolutely taking a nap. I'm sorry. I'm still in bed. I'm leaning over every time I need to make
called
a
it.
roll. So I had a very, very busy night.
All good.
With
It's
Serene?
with Serene. Yeah, I'm just getting closer to moving day, so like everything's just getting more and more frantic.
All good. It's all good. Alright, so I need a perception check at advantage from Birdsong, and then I need a perception check from Ruby, Eisen, and Serene.
I got a 20. I'm so happy.
Yay.
We're immersed in conversation.
Okay. Ruby and Birdsong notice it, but Eisen and Serene, yeah, you guys are kind of in conversation, kind of looking out the back. And it's a bit hard to have your conversation because you can kind of hear Quincy snoring a bit.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, I'm not. You weren't actually snoring. I'm just saying.
No, I was accidentally bumping my mic. That's why I said sorry.
Oh, okay. But you can both see in the distance the large city of what you can only think is Drakenlock is starting to come into the picture. And from what you can see, it looks like it's a beautiful city. The sun is shining. There's no rain on the... There doesn't look like there's any rain on the horizon. Ruby, from up above, can see farther. She can look, and she looks out. She can see what is supposed to be is the small town you're looking for. You're still maybe a good 75 miles from it, but the smoke rising up from all the houses kind of shows it off. But you don't see any kind of danger. You don't really hear anything. Just a nice day.
Okay.
All right. So our conversation probably would you'd probably tell you about my couple brothers and a sister, and how well growing up, my family tried to get me to continue the family business, and that wasn't my style. I wanted to do something a little less work off the land and always stay poor. I think that while it's a noble profession to provide for people, at the same time, there's much opportunity out there that can be wasted on a farm.
Yes. Honestly, I'm just glad to be out of that place. Not always the most comfortable place to grow up.
Nope. The animals eat better than the people sometimes.
Well, more often than not, in my experience, yes. But yes. Well, I guess it also depends on the town. How nice the rest of the town is.
You travel it. As you travel through the day, it's starting to get dark, but you can now really start to see this town on the outskirts of Drakenlock. And it's a fairly decent sized town for what it is. But from where you're at, you can see it's probably going to take maybe another hour or two. You'll probably be arriving right about dusk.
Well, good timing.
I need one more animal handling check from Birdsong.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Or
Oh boy! You can feel free. No, it's not an instantaneous thing, so probably no rerolls.
Nope. As you get close to the city, you're maybe half a mile out. You kind of give the reins one more last quick slap, and out of nowhere, both of the horses kind of just take off, and I need everyone to make me a dexterity save.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that this is all your fault for putting me in charge of the horses.
Better than a +0.
Ugh.
That tracks. That tracks. The one that's sleeping has the lowest dex save.
Yes. Birdsong, Serene, and Eisen. You feel it and you kind of jerk in your seat a bit, but you're able to keep upright and hold on. Quincy, you go from being asleep to your face on the floor of the cart.
What happened?
Good evening,
up?
sleepyhead. Horse is bugged. Well, I guess you're awake.
I am now.
Hey, you. Yes, you.
A couple seconds later, you can all hear what spooked the horses. At first, it sounds like a single howl, then multiple 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 howls off in the distance.
Howls or like
Yes, like
Would
something
Quincy-
is howling at the moon.
would Quincy
Oh,
know
boy.
these as wolves or as hyenas? Because they are very, very different calls.
They're wolves.
Okay. So he is not gonna feel the urge to start going whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
it's how they greet each other. They all have their own individual whoops.
Well, but doesn't. How fast do we seem to be traveling,
You're,
and how far away do the howls seem to be?
the house seemed like there may be a few, maybe 400 or 500 feet away. And up to this point, you were traveling at a nice trotting speed. The horses both have broken to a full sprint.
Hmm. Well,
Alrighty, good readers.
well,
I'm
Eisen
trying
might
to
want to
keep
get.
control of the cart if
Yeah.
they're freaking out.
Serene will try to move up front to try to assist with Birdsong with that as best as it can.
Okay.
You know, Eisen might want to get your bow out. Keep an eye out.
Yep, he's already. I'm way ahead of you. Go ahead and pulling knocking an arrow and pulling it back, keeping an eye.
Okay. I either need Serene or Birdsong to make a strength check at advantage, or both of you to make a strength check. Your choice.
I
I think both of us are -1, aren't we?
yeah.
You're lucky you're on dice.
Woo!
I'm happy to at advantage.
Yep.
Oh,
That's a 9, but I can re-roll that. I'll actually tensing, flexing, not quite getting a grip, trying to pour magic into it to rectify the situation. If I'm allowed to,
You are.
expending a chronal shift to re-roll that abysmal strength check.
just made it even worse.
Wow!
Wizard for the win!
If you add all of that together, we have a successful check.
As you
Maybe close to it.
as you reach out with your magic and try to re-grab and pull tight, you can just feel the reins slip from your hands.
Damn, everybody hold on.
And but they're still tied to the cart, though, right?
Yes. You are moving
Birds
at
are-
probably 25 miles an hour.
Birdsong, would you be so
Oh,
kind?
fuck.
It's trying to fumble for the reins. I presume Birdsong would be trying to do the same.
So I, the player, know how to ride a horse.
Same.
I,
Serene
the
does
player,
not.
knows this is a terrible decision. I, Birdsong, am sawing on the reins, trying to get the horses to stop.
Oh. Yeah, because that's
I,
turning
the
into
player,
being
do
to
not
freak them
condone
out more.
rein sawing.
Oh.
Sawing on the
Oh.
reins is a terrible idea for your horse.
Because that is guaranteed to absolutely calm them down.
Yeah, but then again, I rolled a freaking a 5
5.
on my check.
Yeah, Serene trying to regrasp the reins and also trying to, Birdsong, careful with that.
Everybody give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh, lovely.
wrong?
Including
I'm already hurting enough.
including Ruby.
So you said
Including
perception?
Ruby. Yep, perception at disadvantage.
Is it bad?
Shaken awake.
You got 19
No.
twice.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, I got a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Guess you got
wait,
some
no.
sense smacked into them.
So,
Oh,
Quincy, you're the only one who sees this.
Mhm.
Out maybe 100 feet in front of you, you see a person standing there. And at first
He's
you don't think anything of it. It just looks like she's standing there in a short black dress. And then the next thing you know, everyone notices, is the horses come skidding to a halt. One slightly faster than the other.
Huh. Okay. Well. Just, Serene just looking around in case, well, unless he's noticed her.
There's somebody in the road.
Well, what?
Look,
Person?
person.
picking up, like, everything all right? Can we all get... hello?
Unfortunately, the person who was supposed to be here for this is not. But I can't stop the story.
Womp, womp, womp.
Mm.
As you look up and you see her, the first thing that you notice is she's just standing there in kind of a short dress, kind of twirling a wand around in her fingers. But then as you look again, you start to see what looks like tails coming out.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
And as you look
Oh, damn.
and you start to count, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
6, 7, 8, 9 tails.
Well,
Well, but Cash mentioned some fox with 9 tails or whatnot
he did.
with
didn't
his
he?
dream.
Also, speaking up, thank you. That's very much appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
She looks up at you and goes, "You're lucky I was here."
What do you mean?
Who has dark vision?
Not I,
Serene.
for the fly.
Not I.
I think
Normally Quincy does, but not in human form.
Wait, Kenku don't have dark vision?
Kenku get the short end of the stick in a lot of things.
Serene does.
So you can, as you kind of look slightly past her, at the very edge of your dark vision, you can see what looks like a barricade with wooden spikes sticking out on it, pointed towards the direction, towards where you were going towards.
So pointing towards where we were going towards, or where we were coming from?
Where you're coming from. You would have ran dead into them.
Well, I guess, even more so appreciated. Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
As it is yours. Now, try and be careful with those horses. They're kind of exhausted.
They are. Well, trying to gauge the situation. Well, we were intending to head into town for the evening.
Then I wish you a great night. And she kind of just puts the wand back into what looks like a small pocket on hanging off her belt, and kind of just walks into the woods.
Shouting behind her.
Okay.
Again, it's much appreciated.
You hear back,
All right.
Yo, girl, what's your name?
and you hear back, no problem, darling. Gotta
Weird.
protect the young ones.
They,
They don't protect themselves.
Ouch.
wow.
Fair, but ouch. Well, Eisen, are you going to
Yeah.
fight an eye for wolves? I think we might want to. Does it look like we could, motioning towards the barricade and looking himself, does it look like we can make our way around the
Oh,
spiked barricade?
Yeah, the barricade is wide enough that you can go through, but with your horses out of control, there's a good chance you would have slammed into them.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
You know,
That would have been.
I don't know. Well, there might be things warranting it, but that still seems unsafe to install on a public road. But do you think you've got this? They seem to be calmed down for now.
Beak
I mean, I
slightly
can-
open, eyes very wide.
I think our friend is a little traumatized. I can certainly try.
Oh, sure. Sorry, Birdsong, and sorry to have pawned this off on you. Just, well, the rest of us are not much more qualified either.
Okay. Eisen, roll me an animal handling check.
All right. Middle of the road, 10 plus 1, 11.
Even though you never really dealt with animals on the farm, you kind of lightly wrap them, and they kind of take off at a small trot. And maybe a half hour later, you come up. You can see this town in the distance, maybe 500 feet, and it's brightly lit up.
All right, easy does it.
Seems welcoming enough.
You get up. There's a couple of guards in what look like two guard outposts. And they look and go, "Ah, welcome, travelers. Are you here for business or pleasure?"
Bit of both. Heading through, looking to find a place to stay for the night.
Ah,
Just out of curiosity, does the city look like it could actually handle visiting for pleasure?
let me
Just straight up, like, is there actually a city available for pleasurable activity?
Here, let me just go.
I'm.
Let me just go ahead and show and give you the map. So yes, here's the map of Auric.
All right. Speaking of places to stay at now, do you have any place that we can park our friends that got us here? As I motion to the horses.
Yes. Right inside stables.
All right. Appreciate it.
I forgot to turn the grid off on this. Oh, the grid. Oh, that's right. This is one of the maps I forgot to take the grid off to begin with. So, but yeah, you bring him in. Right off to the side, there's a small stable.
All right. And cautiously, as we get in, all right, guiding them as close with the cart as I can before unhooking them. Like, I'm not gonna risk them being close to the empty, the open gate, and sprint back out. So
Well,
As you
should
get
we?
down, go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say, as you get down and you start to try to fumble and get everything unlocked, a young man who looks like he's probably a stable hand comes over and looks at you and goes, "Do you need some help with that, sir? You seem like you're not very well
yeah, I've gotten a hoof to the chest before. I would prefer someone else to do this. Yeah,
It's
Only one?
much appreciated.
only one. Well, if you like that kind of thing, I suppose.
No, but I've taken several hoofs to the chest. Broken a few ribs because of it. But he kind of takes kind of undoes it, and you can see he does it with precision and swiftly. Kind of undoes it, kind of sets the cart off to the side so it's not in the way. Then takes the horses and puts them in one of the stables.
Much appreciated. Should we head inside to ask for sleeping arrangements and, well, pay for the cart?
It's 2 silver for overnight stay.
For the
Yeah.
horses?
For the
All right.
horses, yes.
That's
if-
pretty decent.
And if you're looking for a good place to stay the night, I check out the Twin Suns. Can't miss it. It's
That's-
the tavern literally right on the main road.
I'm guessing
That's-
some kind of sign with 2 suns or something.
Yes, it's very hard to miss.
That's much appreciated. And Meta Talk, we're only about a mile outside of Drakenheim, right? Drakenlock,
Yes, a little over a mile.
little over a mile. That seems like walking distance. Well, we have some business around here. Would it be possible to put the horse and cart up for a short while?
How long would you like?
If possible, I'd pay for a week in advance.
Or, better yet, do you have need of horses and carts? We may not, looking to the others, may not need it
Well,
anymore.
yes. If possible, if there would be someone you'd know that might be interested in buying them.
He looks and goes, I don't really deal with the money. I only take the money in for the use of overnight keeping up of the horses. Let me if you wish to sell let me fetch the master.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And if you want, I can have him meet you over at the Twin Suns.
Sounds good.
That's much appreciated. And a, a bit of something for your troubles, and for the horses for the night. Serene will rummage around in his purse and hand him, well, in his coin purse, and hand him 5 silver.
Okay. With that like I said, he leads the horses in, and then you can see him. You can see him take off. He doesn't quite run, but he's walking with a purpose.
Dang it! Should have asked. Is there any indication where the tavern would be?
Yeah,
Well,
you seen the sign with the 2 suns on it as you're coming in.
Okay.
It's this big place in the back.
Nope, it is
Nope.
right here.
All right.
Well then.
You come in. You get close. You can see there's a little bit of music coming. Sounds like a lyre. Somebody's playing a lyre in the inside.
Well, shall we then? This place seems friendly enough so far.
With friendly atmosphere. That's where sneaky things like to hide.
It's so untrusting.
Always.
Yep.
You know, remind me to ask you, Eisen, what made you so cautious?
Yes. And with that, everyone, we are going to take a small break. We'll be back here in
Okay.
about 5 minutes.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Awesome.
Alright, everybody, and we're back. Sorry about that. So, yes, as you were standing there outside the Twin Suns, what would you like to do?
Quincy's just leaning his chin on Serene's shoulder as he thinks. And the think is not very, very hard. The think is still very, very slow because sleepy.
You do
Come
smell
on.
meat.
You hear in your
He's
head.
inside.
Serene was about to say there might be something to eat in there. It
Just
telepathically
suddenly
inside.
see
before pushing the door open, Quincy just barreling through before he was able to open it.
I just
Yep.
love that
Or
if anyone
just
wanted to kidnap
actively
Quincy, all they have to do is drive a white unmarked van with free barbecue on the side.
Jesus
Or just
Christ.
just like the typical guard dog, dangle a couple of sausages.
Yes, but as you get in, the music is. There's a tabaxi up on a small stage playing a lyre.
She's a liar and a player.
Singing songs a different of a different land. But places, there's a few places to sit. There is one table that has what looks like probably 4 or 5 seats open.
right, let's
Well.
squeeze on in over.
Well, sort of grabbing Quincy by the collar. Come on, let's sit down and order properly.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just hungry and tired.
Yeah, that's, well, been a long day. Just about ready for you to go to sleep again.
Spent a few
Uh,
years training.
All this realm traveling is just really taking it out of me.
Ixnay on the Elm Traveling Ray, or however that goes. I never learned it.
My bad.
and keeping an eye out. Like, a Eisen's still somewhat like, okay, this place is too friendly. Like, no, something's up. Nope. Cautious, keeping an eye on everyone as everybody finds a seat. Like, all right, any shifty people around here?
Most of the people are either enjoying food or enjoying the music.
Any of them paying attention to us?
No. Nobody even seen. The only people who seemed to notice you come in was the tabaxi on stage and then the barkeep and barmaids.
All right.
All right. Just making sure that the others follow and Birdsong follows as well.
Mhm.
Just the typical raised finger signal to the bartender as we take our places.
And a couple minutes later, a barmaid comes over and looks and goes, "Hello, honey. What can I get for you tonight?"
Well,
The bloodiest meat you have.
Yeah, I think this one likes. I can quote, "Show it the fire and bring it back out."
just roughly show it a picture of a candle and it'll be good for him. For the rest of us, I'd prefer something more normal. A light drink and, oh, well, a small drink and just whatever is on offer.
Oh, and also, if you have any, I believe our friend motioning to Birdsong prefers something without meat, something maybe vegetarian.
Not yes.
I think we have a small salad if that's okay. As for the normal specials, we have, well, it's mostly beef and pork.
Beef and pork work for me.
The beef will be fine. Thank you.
I would prefer the beef. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, also, if Birdsong's feeling hungry, is she feeling a bit peckish?
A
Oh, well, yeah, never mind.
And what side would you like? We have mixed vegetables, a small salad, or we have sauerkraut.
none.
Just
I'll get more salad. That way I can just give it to Birdsong.
we have
I'll-
sauerkraut. Serene, what's wrong?
Okay, I, the player, absolutely
You-
adore sauerkraut.
It's great. Serene probably doesn't. I like it.
Quincy is not a fan of veggies.
Though it
If
goes
then-
more with pork than beef.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Serene would order just the vegetables. Will do. Thank you.
Okay. Now, is this all one check or everyone's separate?
I'll pick it up. It'll be fine.
Okay. Your food will be out in about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah,
I'll bring
glancing
mine in
over.
you.
Drinks, I'll bring your drinks out here in a minute.
Thank you. Just glancing over to Birdsong as he says that that he'll pay. Would you look at that? Birdsong is as poor as she was at the first appearance she ever made.
Actually,
It's gonna.
she
Oh,
might be slightly.
someone.
She might be slightly poorer.
Who do we
Yeah.
lose? Ah,
Was that a reaction from Birdsong?
Or that just because you're having connection. Uh oh.
oh gee.
Ruh-roh.
Gee.
And I thought I was gonna be the problem player today.
Well, Eisen's gonna go ahead and go ahead and trim up some of his rations and feed it to Ruby while we wait for the food and wait for the food to come out. Just try to get somewhat of that bond with it.
Serene leans over to Eisen. You know, most familiars don't actually have to eat.
Yeah, but just like my echo, try to treat it like it's a thing that one of the party at least.
Well,
Birdsong's being
it's
very polite and trying to wait for
Hey.
food.
yeah. Hey, well, they're still individuals, and it's a good idea to treat them with respect. They're usually, well, it varies actually depending on their power, but they have the potential to be and usually are quite a bit more intelligent than normal animals and have a lot more personality.
By the way, I didn't particularly choose whether it was celestial, fey, or fiend.
Well, I think with Serene's Metatalk with Serene's guidance, he would have tried to steer you to stick to the upper planes.
Yeah, but would
don't want to
I-
don't want to meet any distant relations.
Because you never chose, you'll have to find out in time.
Yep.
At least you didn't summon a bat.
Uncle,
Yes.
is that you? I see you got demoted at work again.
Yes.
Those slow quotas are rough.
So she brings your drinks out, and then she brings out your food. With Quincy's, it's. As you guys look over, Quincy's hunk of meat is probably twice as big as yours, but there's nothing else on the plate.
Now remember, Quincy, please, at least fingers or cutlery, not the face.
Yeah, he was literally about to dive headfirst into it. He kind of picks up a fork, like,
It's all right to take huge bites, but small towns usually not the places to
And goes
come off
ahead
as
and
too different.
He flips the
Eisen's
fork
beast
around
from
in
Beauty and
his
the Beast.
hand so that it's facing downward. He stabs it right into the hunk of meat and lifts the entire ass thing up.
knew it. I was just about to show
Mumble
Quincy
to
that same
himself.
exact thing.
Mumbled to himself. Improvements.
And then he brings up to his face again.
You all notice as bits of meat kind of flop here and there. You can see the white collar around Quincy's neck kind of slightly moves and reaches out and grabs a piece of meat.
Scarf, you're alive.
Yup.
Scarf's been alive this entire time. That's
Nacho's been
Okay.
summoned for a good while.
Meat and blood is splattering places. I'm just gonna stab the sort of like Quincy, with one hand covering the bowl of salad that I got for Birdsong, just to make sure nothing gets in. The other
Yeah.
following suit and stabbing into the meat and just. And you know what? If we have Sir Chomps a lot right here, we're gonna get found out anyways. I may as well enjoy my meal, and I just go ahead and eat it in the same way.
Birdsong is eating in the very specific and organized manner that she always does.
Serene tries to eat in a refined manner and a controlled manner, but repositions himself so as to be outside of the splash zone.
splash zone. Just him over here going.
You know what? Eisen's gonna get. It's gonna be sort of a challenge. Even though Eisen has a smaller portion, he's gonna try to rush to finish his before Quincy.
Okay, in that case, I need
Constitution
both
check.
Eisen and Quincy to roll me both a sleight of hand and a constitution save.
All right.
Can I argue that I should be at advantage since Quincy has experience with this?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not able to hit my shift key because it's all the way on the other side of the desk, but
Oh my double ones! Double ones!
did that second one go through? Yeah, it did.
Splash zone indeed.
Serene, as you kind of try to be very polite, you notice that a few people are looking over this direction. And strangely enough, Quincy actually finishes before Serene. Well, not really strangely enough.
Or
But yeah,
You mean?
before Eisen. But both of them, as soon as they finish, start choking pretty badly on their food.
Jeez. How slapping Quincy with his next to Serene on the back. How often do we need to tell you guys no eating contests? Saying it loud on purpose.
The echo
challenged
behind
me.
me.
Oh, jeez, how old are you guys?
It's not a challenge if you're
The
both
echo
eating at the
behind
same
me.
time.
So since Serene jumps to Quincy's aid, I'm just gonna go ahead and summon the echo behind me and have it do the Heimlich.
That's a really good application of your echo.
You're not really choking as in you can't breathe. It's just you ate a lot of food. Quincy ate probably a 24-ounce hunk of meat, and you ate a 16-ounce hunk of meat in about 90 seconds. So it's more of the, oh dear God, I can't swallow anything else.
Like, yeah, all the people that are staring at me. What? Never seen an eating contest before? With
Even the
food still in.
music has stopped.
Yeah, Quincy kind of looks up and sheepishly looks around like, it's really good food.
Remember what we were talking about? You hear in your head. Careful around these parts.
I didn't think that eating would give me away.
You also, Quincy, you also hear another voice in your head.
Oh shit.
Are you always like this? And I cannot do the trill, so.
Oh, it's good, it's good. I can do the trill for you. And he just immediately turns his head towards the tabaxi because he only knows one species that trills like that.
And she just smiles and starts playing again.
And he kind of palms around until he feels Serene's shoulder, and he's like, she does it too. She does it too.
Does what?
The thing with the, and he points to his head.
Eisen goes ahead and pulls out a couple silver and places in front of Quincy for the winner.
Quincy immediately snatches it and acts as if nothing has happened. And I'll add that silver to my inventory in a little bit.
As
You'll
go ahead.
You'll hear in your head, Eisen. Thanks for playing along. Really much appreciated.
As you kind of, as the other two, you finish your meal. You can.
We're spending time watching the crowd.
Yes, like after a couple of minutes, the crowd just kind of goes back to what they were doing, and in walks a very, very nicely dressed woman. She's wearing clothes that even you've seen some high royalty wear are not even this fine. It's almost gaudy.
Oh, that's a fancy lady.
She kind of walks over to your table and sits down and goes, so, excuse me. So,
I think that actually.
I heard you were looking to sell your horses?
Oh, well, a pleasure to meet you. Yes, sir. We were thinking of doing that. Just, we don't know how long our stay will be, and, well, might be a better option because we don't know what direction we'll be heading off in.
It's okay. It's about this time of year that the Spring Festival in Drakenlock kicks off, so.
Festival. That sounds pleasant.
That's
I mean,
interesting. Would this gel with what we heard about Drakenlock so far?
Nope.
Well, sure, that's
anxiety
very
has ramped up.
interesting.
Quincy is back to stuttering.
Hand out in front. Well, that's certainly interesting. We're not from around these parts. Well, what does that usually entail?
Well, it's usually the beginning of the planting season, so all the farmers and that get together and make their prayers to whatever god they see fit for a great harvest and a great growing season.
Well, certainly interesting. We'd still be interested in hearing an offer if you'd be willing to make one for.
Ah, yes. Stable Hand said the horses were in good condition, albeit a bit young and still needing a bit more rearing in. But I'd be willing to give you 90 gold for both horses and your cart.
That sounds very kind. Uh, would we be able to come to your place of business in the morning to conclude the deal?
We can conclude it right here. There's really no paperwork to sign.
Um,
All right.
well, uh, hearing Eisen and Quincy simultaneous, almost, or just slightly shifted after another, if you and Birdsong as well. If you still think that we should sell it despite changed circumstances. Well,
Quincy's reply back is, this doesn't smell right.
well, it's just a second. It sounds like a very. Now, would Serene be able to continue talking in his head, interspersed with the verbal communications?
Yes, it may get
Uh,
a little jumbled here and there every once in a while. It's still relatively new to you.
Yeah, then should we still sell? You'll hear back. And said, well, that sounds like a very fair offer. Uh, what do the
Or
rest of you think?
I kind of whisper back, and actually, I send respond back. We can respond back mentally, right?
Yep.
Right, just making sure. Respond back. Well, we're near where it is, even if we're in the wrong realm. So, if we stick through by here, maybe we'll shift into the right one, anyways.
Well, that, yeah, I think that sounds fair. Thank you. Uh,
Not an issue. And she kind of pulls out a small, what looks like a backpack converted into a different form, and just kind of reaches out and sets out 9 piles of 10
Mhm.
gold.
Quincy is staring intently at that gold.
well, just a curt nod towards the lady. Um, it's again, it's much appreciated, and that sounds like a very fair deal. We also appreciate the quick payment.
Of course. Now, if you're looking for some pleasure tonight, just look for one of my girls out and about.
Oh,
Mm?
Oh my!
ah,
And she kind of
well,
winks towards Eisen.
that's thank you. Uh, well, thank you.
Of course. She kind of gets up, smooths the bottom of her dress out, and you can see her just sashay right out the door.
Well,
Okay.
well, in a whisper down, so much for Katrina's guarantees.
Remember, she guaranteed that you wouldn't transfer until you were back together.
Well, she guaranteed
We're
that we
not
wouldn't.
together.
We're not back together. A, B. She guaranteed for a few days.
If she kept it up.
Yep. If.
She
Which
didn't
means
keep it
so
up.
much.
She hasn't kept it up during the 3 days you've been there.
Yep. Which means so much for her guarantees.
Hmm.
Well, that certainly shows a bit of personality.
Also, her guarantee wouldn't have saved you from this one.
Yeah, but still. Serene doesn't know that. He only knows he was from somebody trying to make his alliance, promised a few days in the same realm.
That's what we get for trusting one person. They always butter you up with stuff that you want, and then
Well, at least we now know where two of the orbs are.
Mhm.
yeah,
And
and some sort of realm that apparently we aren't.
listen, I think we should still get a room here. If they have a cheaper, larger one, common room, perhaps buy that out just so we can stick together.
Yeah, definitely.
Or perhaps at least, well, bunking up isn't a bad thing either way. But, well,
As you're talking, the barmaid comes over and starts to collect the dishes, and she looks at you and goes, "Hun, do you guys need a room tonight, or you only here for the food?"
You try to take
thank
the
you.
dish from Quincy, and he's got it clenched in his teeth now, and he's not letting go.
Jesus.
You're in human form, right?
Yeah.
She looks at you and goes, "Hun, I need that plate. You gotta get it clean. You got nothing
Yeah.
left on it. You licked it clean."
Fine.
Quincy,
He lets
Quincy.
go.
Serene hands Quincy in small parcels, or starts handing Quincy in small parcels a ration while continuing to talk. And a room would be appreciated. Thank you.
Now we have a room. It's only got 3 beds in it, though.
That'll be perfectly fine. We're not too picky. That's how much would that be for the night?
It is 1 gold for the night.
Perfect. Thank you. And Serene handing over the gold plus however much is owed for the food.
2
I like
gold
to
for the
imagine that
food.
Serene just drags Quincy along by the ear.
Well, as for the gold, Serene will just nod towards Eisen for his share and offer the rest back to Birdsong. It was yours. If you would like it back.
How much are you handing to Birdsong?
Well,
40.
40?
No, wait. 90 minus 25.
well, no,
65.
it's 67, roughly 67 to her and 23 to Eisen.
Takes it without complaint.
And thank you for the advance.
Shrug.
A couple minutes later, she comes back and the barmaid comes back and hands you a key and goes, "The room you want is just across the street." And she kind of points out, and you can see what looks like a small house across the street, across the road.
Ah, well,
All right.
that's perfect. Thank you. Well, do we want to head out? Perhaps somewhere quiet to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you like to go? Over to your room? Out into the woods? Explore the city?
Well, it's getting pretty late, isn't it?
Yeah, it's maybe 10:30 at night.
That's pretty darn late.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to heading over, trying to forget this day and
Yeah.
recent unpleasantness again. I just
Yep.
hope that Cash finds his way back.
Mm-hmm.
As you go to leave the bar,
as we leave to go to the bar. Oh, you all right?
Sorry
You
about
all right?
It's all good.
No worries.
that. Coffee went down the wrong pipe,
Oh God, I hate
Ooh.
that.
Ooh,
and then I coughed hard enough that I saw spots.
Oh jeez, yeah.
Oh.
I know how that goes.
But I'm good.
Yeah.
As you go to leave, everyone go files out. But Quincy, as you go to leave, you hear again. Stay tough. Don't eat too fast.
He freezes, he stiffens up, and then he sprints all the way outside.
Serene just looks confused again. Then again, he's kind of used to this occasional behavior.
Birdsong's keeping up.
now Quincy, there's not more food in there.
Serene glances over his shoulder at the person that he said shares his gift, but he's not trying to attract attention.
She's still singing.
Yeah. Just making a study of person's face.
Just that fry, narrowing your eyes look of,
I mean, yeah, it's a tabaxi. It's a leogress.
Mm. Well, either way, once we head over to our room and unlock it, once inside, Serene will just deeply sigh. Well,
Ethel's just gonna immediately start searching the place. Like,
We-
no, I don't. We're still in unknown territory. I don't trust it.
Roll
we
an
could have
investigation.
done. We could have done without that. I'm just wondering what time we're in.
You find nothing. Everything seems normal. Or at least as normal as
normal.
a house hotel is.
Well,
All right. Seems all right. Is there only one entrance there, and the others are windows? I'm taking
Yes.
it, or
Yes. There is
Okay.
a very large window in the bathroom.
of course there is. Let's go ahead and block that off.
It's got a blind up.
And I'm without even us having any kind of discussion. I was just gonna go ahead and start pulling a bedroll out of his pack.
There are
It's-
3 beds.
Yep.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I was used to squatting anyways, or finding random ruined buildings and all that.
So
It's
there's
fine.
just gonna be an open bed then.
I was thinking you and Serene would have your own bed, unless you really like getting cozy together.
Yeah. Yeah,
Kind
Quincy and
of
Serene.
It's we
Uh,
wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I guess. They're like that. They're both being really awkward about this. They're so used to sleeping together.
Birdsong picking up on this vibe is going to just kind of spend her time pointedly not looking or making eye contact with anyone at this moment.
Either way.
Oh man, that's a really interesting fireplace. Look at that. Perfect place for the fire. Is that ash? Oh man.
Trying to divert attention. Either way, it's. I think we should have realized when we saw a clear sky over the gods for damned city. But
The
it's
gods
pretty
for
clear.
damn city.
Well, Drakenlock. Supposed to be really clouded at all times. And
Where
well,
the fuck is my other slipper?
either we're in a place where the city doesn't get destroyed, or we're in a place where it might get destroyed.
Either
Can't
way,
rely
things are
on-
gonna be interesting.
Yes, I think
Oh,
in the
yeah.
morning we might want to keep our ear open for current events. Then again,
Already on it.
I don't think the calendars are necessarily going to match. Just starting to breathe slightly heavily. Well, at least what we know is that we might not want to travel to their location whilst they're in the trials, but other than that, if our orb only redirects to the main orbs, then there are 7 options, 6 without ours. Well, we know that 2 of them are with Katrina.
We could
What we
always go back to
encountered-
Katarina and they say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Yeah, if that presupposes us getting back there, and short of us keeping short of us. Sorry, I get a bit. Sorry, I could have done without this rum travel. Short of us getting lucky and our orb jumped, taking us to her.
Hey,
We
I
really
don't
can't
mind a little bit
depend.
of a gamble.
Well, I'm more adverse to that. We really can't rely on Katrina in this reality being anywhere close to what she was before. We really don't want to jump in. We know where 4 of the other 6 orbs are, of the main orbs, plus the stranger orbs, as at least as far as good fortune told us. That means we have a 3rd chance of returning to Katrina, 3rd chance of ending up in the trials for the time that they're there. Then again, nothing says that will return at the same time point, at some point in the future. Or the unknown, with groups probably wanting to kill us for our orb. Well, not probably, but potentially. The only question is, would the information still be... There would still be enough, sufficient information in this tower to, well, to give us what we're looking for.
What
That is the
are
question.
we looking for? I
Oh, yeah,
knew the place and everything, but did Katarina ever tell us why we're here?
Library.
She did, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, information. You were looking for information on the orbs. This is where she told
Yes.
you they would be.
Yes, that there is some information to be found. Well, I guess we should scout the situation out in the morning. See at least ask for the local magister to get the name. If it's something in line with the others, perhaps our rings would still work there. If not, you might want to try a ruse to get in there, if this information is still in there. One reality is as good as another, to me, to get that information. What I'm worried about is what time we are in. If we are in one of the realities, knowing our luck, perhaps before everything went sideways. I'm sorry, you've been a bit quiet, Birdsong. You hear in your head, everything all right? I should ask more often in this way. Apologies, I still keep forgetting that this is easier, probably.
She's been listening the whole time, but when you reach out and telepathically, she kind of just looks and nods and does the hand motion for yes, kind of like a nodding fist as well. And now I have to look up words. Well, so I mean, like, I don't know sign language, but I'm using a sign language dictionary to try and insert various little words in to try and make Birdsong's sign language a little bit more sign languagey. And this is completely beside the fact, but I don't know how to build sentences in sign language. I'm hoping to do so soon. So I have to do individual ones, but a few signs as well, because she's trying to build her sentences physically, and she doesn't have the words for this, so she can't really say, but mentally her voice is following along with the words. So you are, those of you who are not speaking telepathically with Birdsong at the moment, which is everyone except Serene, you're seeing her make motions like having her left hand out flat and one finger brushing down the palm. The two hands kind of two fingers on either hand kind of striking each other and then going up to show almost an invisible column. Just kind of all these little motions, but Serene, you'll hear mentally more. It's up to us to research, and to do so, we will need to go to the tower. We have to be able to manage what we have versus what we wish.
I'm going to try to insight check to see if I can somewhat glean anything from the hand motions. If you don't mind me doing so.
Go ahead.
Insight me all you desire. I will never give out my information.
You're able to make out some. You haven't really studied much, but you're able to make out at least the tower portion. And the kind of trying to figure out maybe research in towers, what you're able to really figure out.
All right.
And if I can, I kind of want to push a memory towards Serene of Grandmaster Zito, relating that enlightenment is where you are, and that is the place to train. To kind of reinforce that idea of you have to play the hand you're dealt, man.
First, the sentences elicit a sort of a chuckle, and the memory evokes a sort of a reaction as one would normally have of a slight warm shower going down your back. Well, at least two of us seem to be in some agreement then. This tower would be as good as any other, and well, what we've got And to be honest, Quincy, this place might be a lot safer for you at least until things go sideways or we shift again. Then,
I have to agree. I mean, I. At least it doesn't seem like everybody's on edge at the moment.
Hey, Saya,
true.
out of curiosity, because Birdsong spent some time teaching good fortune sign language, because anthropologist is an awesome background feature and lets him learn languages super quick, would Quincy also have gotten at least a primer in sign? Because Quincy has expressed interest in that before.
Quincy is starting. He's not quite there.
Yeah.
Unlike with good fortune, who can just watch for a few hours and start to understand.
Yeah, especially with an active teacher. Yeah. Man, anthropologist is so cool learning languages. You just need a day with somebody and it's great.
One of these days I'll make an anthropologist character, but this is a failed merchant. His skill is in commerce.
How about this? Every time you mess up a sentence, I charge you 1 copper piece.
You'll be rich by the end of the session.
Oh god, yeah, Quincy would just stop talking altogether.
Yeah, mine is researcher, so
Oh no,
actually
how
useful in
horrible.
this situation. Being able
Mine
to
is
know where to look up information, be it from a library, scriptorium, university, or a sage.
mine is
Ah,
ear to the ground, but we never frequent anywhere that I have any information about. I don't think so. Like,
yeah, minus
uh,
minus supply chain.
Nobody's used it.
Then,
Use their background features.
Mm-mm.
yep. Well, yeah, mine plays into appearing when he wants to.
I
Well,
have
also
a secret.
also my background feature mentions you easily recall basically blah 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 known knowledge of your world, which is very helpful here.
Mhm.
My
Very.
background feature is I have a secret and the DM hasn't told me what it is yet.
Well, I guess we're mostly in agreement then. I honestly just hope that we'll
Well,
at least
I know
have-
Birdsong's secret. I just haven't decided when to tell Birdsong yet.
Yeah. I mean, full metagame here. Do we have any real ability to actively change our own realm position?
Yes, we have the Orb of Realm Travel, which takes us randomly to a location close to in time and place, roughly where another orb has been. But that is right now incredibly dangerous if we assume that timelines between the orbs are synchronized. Even if the timelines where you find yourself in the worlds are not, that would throw us right into either Katrina, third chance, roughly ignoring the special orbs or the other orbs, third chance, right into the trials as level 4 characters. Not the best option. Or into the arms of other entities causing orbs.
in the arms
So that's kind of the
of
point
an
I'm trying to
angel.
make. It's like
Yeah.
we have a method to do a very poor realm travel, so that's really not an option. So we don't have a way method to do that. We just have to go with the card we've been dealt here.
Yes.
If we're in Drakenlock
we do.
version Q, then we go to Drakenlock version Q. I mean, that's just what we
Pretty
got.
much. Yep.
It is what we have and what we have to deal with, says Serene.
Aizen's just
But-
busy
Well,
making a house of cards right at the foot of the door to where it will. If somebody tries to come through the door, they'll knock them over and make sound.
Quincy, oh yeah, and I presume Quincy and Serene would have coordinated in what spells to learn from Good Fortune.
Oh
to
fuck! I completely forgot about that.
relearn. Hence mentioning, because sooner well, and I'm just looking forward to. It'll take some work. It'll take some time. But
Hmm.
there are a few spells I'm really looking forward to. That, well, he was kind enough to show us. Might make our situation wherever we're staying a bit more cramped but safer.
Yes. Also, Eisen, give me a sleight of hand check.
All right.
Okay, your tower seems sturdy.
Huh? Are you sure?
Oh, no. Okay, never
That was
mind.
my insight. That was my insight.
Yeah, no, your your house of cards seems very wobbly.
Well, it's designed to fall anyways if somebody walks through. So I'm fine.
So would it, rain will just be how warm is it in here?
It's fairly warm. It's early spring, so it's maybe a cool it's not too warm but not too cold.
All right, so he doesn't see any reason to fire up the fireplace.
It's mid early to mid spring.
Okay.
And do we remember? Is this the same season as we were in whenever we left?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we remember in our reality, our last reality, when precisely what season did the meteor fall on Drakenlock? Because Serena's worried.
You don't
Because we're in
remember.
an yeah, because we're in an attacked Drakenlock.
Don't
But
worry, it's only
Yeah.
something the size of Mount Everest hitting the planet.
but
Wait,
Well,
I think there was something about that at one point. It was called like the KT event or something like that.
but you are able to all get a nice good long rest and sleep through the night.
Yeah, boy.
Hmm.
Though in the morning you all kind of wake up. Eisen, roll me a
Mhm.
wisdom save.
Oh shit.
Oh, lovely. A +1. Here we go.
Don't worry, I get +7 on sleight of hands, and I can't get above a 2. A 3.
When you wake up in the morning, Eisen, you feel a weight on your chest. When you open your eyes, you see Ruby, and you don't freak out that there's a hawk sitting on your chest.
Just look up at Ruby like, what's going on? Something wrong? Something I should be ready for?
She just looks at you, then flies over to your tower of cards, and with one swift flap of her wings, knocks it over.
Fair enough. Yes. It was still standing, but she knocks it over.
Yes.
All right. I go over and play my least favorite game of 52 pickup.
Odds or evens? Eisen, odd or even?
Evens.
Oh, that's the wrong button. As you go over and start picking them up, Ruby flies over and lands and picks up a couple. They have holes punctured in them, but she helps pick them up. Except for one. She just kind of, with it still in her claw, just kind of flies off to the other side of the room.
We're gonna play these games, huh? Please come back with it. Sleepily just walking over.
When is this happening? Is this like at 3 a.m.?
this is right when everyone's starting to wake up, so you're all able to start to hear Eisen and look over, and you can see Ruby just with a playing card in her hand, flying around the room, playing keep away with Eisen.
Yo.
Serene just rolls over in the cramped bed. Well, I can tell you what you didn't draw. I doubt you drew a celestial.
Yup, and Eisen's like, all right. So they at least told me this, and Goofy pulls out his rope and creates a lasso and tries to lasso the bird as it's flying around.
Oh boy.
I'm imagining this scenario. Both of the wizards are trying to get back to sleep and doing the whole like, dude, just shut up, be quiet. We're trying to sleep here. Birdsong is
Serene
starting to
will
go through
actively-
morning meditations, but because she's trying to be polite, she's being quiet while doing so. So closed eyes, crossed legs, beak moving
Serene
quietly.
will actually
While
say,
Eisen is trying to lasso a bird out of the air. Welcome
Serene
to
will
D&D, motherfuckers.
Serene will actually say, that's a bad idea. Familiars don't have much health, and birds have hollow bones. You can
Not to
just-
mention, you're going to
you know you
exhaust
can-
yourself trying to lasso it.
Yes.
Oh no, it's happening. So, Eisen, I need you to make me a
Well, that depends on Eisen.
Eisen said he was doing it. I need you to make me
Yep.
an athletics check. And then I need a dexterity check from both Ruby and Birdsong.
A dexterity check?
A dexterity save.
Save.
Just roll a dexterity for Ruby.
Doesn't attacker technically win?
You are able to get the rope around Ruby's body, but at the same time, Ruby kind of flies over by Birdsong, and Birdsong, you see it coming. You may still be half asleep, but you see it coming and kind of duck out of the way.
Can I deflect missiles a bird?
The bird's not trying to hurt
Questions you weren't expecting to hear. Can I deflect missiles a bird?
You can. You're probably gonna kill it, but
Why do you want to grab her out of the air? It's a her, right? Yeah, Ruby's a her.
yes.
I want to grab her out of the air. Just whoop.
You're able to just reach up whoop, and grab her, and that's what allows Eisen to get the lasso around her. But Ruby just kind of looks at you. You can see kind of sad bird eyes, like you gotta help a bird out.
Help a bird.
Birds of a feather and all that.
And kind of, while I'm holding Ruby, I'm gonna see if I can kind of like just take the card away. Just be nice and gentle about it.
Card comes right off the claw. It's got a pretty good size hole in it now from where it got stuck.
I want to place the card like face up on the bedspread and take the rope off of around Ruby before letting her back out and be free.
Seems like I got a playful one. Oh well, that'll keep things interesting. As I figure out which ones are damaged and which ones aren't, I go ahead and put them away and like, all right, if someone can mend these or I can get a new deck, I don't know. I don't want more sleep.
Most of them are okay. The card that ended up getting stuck in Ruby's talon was the Ace of Spades.
Fucking course. The one I like to hide. So then it's one that would look totally weird pulling out from my sleeve. That suddenly I have a damaged card. All right. And sleepily walk back over to my bedroll and just face first flop into it. And it's like, all right,
You
back to
realize
sleep.
you're flopping onto the floor. Onto the stone floor.
Stone? I thought it looks like wood.
It's stone right underneath wood, so it's got no give to it.
Well, I already declared it, so.
You kind of fall and you don't take any damage, but the shock from the fall and not expecting it to not give anything, you're wide awake and everyone else is now awake. The thump of a human hitting the ground has woken everyone up.
Much appreciated, Eisen.
Serene,
Serena's
why are
trying
humans
to-
like this?
I was just trying to go back
I
to
wouldn't-
sleep.
I wouldn't know. Trying to just cuddle himself back into bed.
The sun is shining bright through the windows.
Continues meditation and prayers.
Might
It's
as
a new
well.
day.
Might as well. You know, also don't have to leave your familiar out overnight. I don't know about you, but Naxos usually prefers going home for a bit.
The thing is, doesn't that require a casting of the spell again?
No. Like I told you, you can just desummon it. Just exert your will over it. You need to find it's easy if you find an associated gesture like snapping your fingers, tapping them in a sequence, and just remember the feeling and associated with it. Try to
Hmm.
power into the spell like actually not.
And with that tapping, scarf is back around my neck.
The scarf was around your neck all night. You never sent him home last night.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting to do that.
Yeah. So instead of being around the back of your neck, scarf is around the front of your neck as you wake up.
Hey, little buddy. You just gonna pet the ferret.
So I get to choose the hand symbol to signal go back to your plane or whatever.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. It's just sort of mimetic. That's how we learned it in mimetic aid. Something to make it easier for different spells and other things. Just gestures that you associate certain
And
Hot.
so I
thought patterns with.
smirk and, well, gives the bird a bird.
And with
Hey,
that,
I won't stand for that.
No, you're sitting.
and with that, birdsong poofs. And with that, Ruby pops out of existence.
That's beautiful.
Well, seems I got some. At least I got a playful trickster rather than a fiend.
Well, what did the demeanor seem like to Serene?
It seemed like it seemed almost similar to Good Fortune's familiar Cario.
He'll just chuckle to himself. Well, they are at least quite entertaining.
Especially this little guy, and he kind of just plucks up scarf and holds him under the armpits.
Scarf kind of wiggles and tries to squeeze out.
Ferrets are great.
Yeah. So
Well,
it is now
seeing how
morning.
we're awake. what's a plan of attack? Should we ask around town, perhaps, after the mage?
I don't know
or-
about you, but my plan of attack is usually shoot until it's dead.
There's nothing out there to shoot, and we're not gonna be
Jeez,
mass murderers.
humans and metaphors.
I know.
Plan of doing this. I
Oh,
presume
all
we
right.
better ask. We better ask questions, just casually, as if we're out of towners, looking
Mhm.
for the library or an arcane research institute to try to get the name of the tower, and perhaps then, if it's the same, approaching, seeing if our rings match, and if they do or don't, trying to get a visitor's pass to the library. Though information of that caliber might well be hidden. We
Any kind of
My-
information can be bought. I'm pretty sure.
I can try to see
Well-
what I can dig up around town.
Well, the problem with that being, we don't have the money to buy that kind of information.
You know what? That's what gambling's for. As the guys and walks out.
Do be back in. Then it continues in the head.
I still
Do
have 50
please.
platinum.
We should. How?
I never spent it.
Nice.
Quincy's been saving. He wants to reopen his tavern.
True, you never spent much else before,
No.
other than loaning Serene some.
Quincy opens their tavern, calls it Arby's. We have the meats.
Oh god.
Uh, Just the struggle to leave any food for anybody else, or for any customers.
Cooking is really
As
hard.
soon as
Oh
it's-
man, because like it's difficult to work in the kitchen. No, I just eat it all.
Yeah, as soon as it's gone onto the grill, it's gone again.
Well, he'd hire on cooks and fuck my hair. Hold on.
Too bad Quincy never got to meet Jay.
Hmm.
He never got what?
To meet Jay.
Oh god. Yeah.
Also
Me and Jay would
in
hit it off real well.
also in your head, your eyes and you'll hear, "Let's meet up," because you've gone out. Let's meet up back here in what, 2 hours, 3, perhaps for midday.
Though
Are we splitting the party?
as you open the door, you can all hear it. The town crier is standing out and yelling. Today is the start of the season of the planting festival. It is also the start of the trials for the Amethyst Academy.
Amethyst.
Well, there's your
Wow.
answer.
Wow. Oh god. Also, what were the names before of the ones we've been at before?
You've been
Weren't we at the Jade and the Emerald or something like that?
Yep.
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 A
And
lot of
what,
green stones.
what would our original one have been?
Your original one was just a mage's tower.
All right. Well, Quincy, third time's the charm. Want to go pick up another ring?
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what?
Let's just hope this one's less bloody.
Mm-hmm.
You know-
I just...
When I hear that, I'm like, well, I got lucky enough to get a ring the last time. May as well gamble for it again. All right, I'm coming along.
I think you need a intervention there, friend.
Why? What?
You seem to have a bit of a problem.
Problem with what?
A bit of a risk taker. I know humans
Yeah.
have that often that sort of go get it gumption or however you want to call it, but
Life is inherent with
seems-
risk, so may as well just.
this
There's
seems
no
like
point
a
in.
bit much.
Hmm?
Then again, turning to Quincy, he is an adult, and
Yeah.
as long as it doesn't cause too much trouble for others.
Oh, I wasn't being like completely serious.
Oh, sorry. Sh-
I do need to work on
sorry.
my inflections.
No, it's more mine. You know it. Sorry. Sorry, Eisen. I mistook that situation a bit.
All good. All good. Just. We're never gonna have some kind of intervention, are we?
Not unless it
not
becomes really
actually.
warranted. Unless
Alright, good.
short of, you getting us into lethal trouble too much.
As you're kind of seeing the door still kind of half open, you can hear the trials start in 3 hours.
Alright, we better be going then.
Sure, there might be some track there. Birdsong, you ready? Or
This
would
is
you want
about
to
the
come
time
along?
Birdsong finishes her morning routine.
Ah, that reminds me. I need to stop skipping out on mine. He says,
Me and you and Quincy stretch every night.
"Yeah."
So as you go
You
out,
could work on the form of your push-ups, though. I'm so sorry. I'm not.
as you go out, you can all see a group of
Well.
people gathering and look like they're heading towards Drakenlock.
Well, remember, guys, act like you belong. He says, slipping the previous rings from his previous 3 academies off and putting them into just basic. Well, we never got any. Did we ever get any sort of symbol for the last one for the Emerald Academy whilst we were there?
You did not.
Eisen's just
Okay.
gonna go ahead and spin his around to where it's not showing his symbol. Like, I kind of have to have it on to be able to cast spells. So,
Yeah,
look.
Serene already has his turned around. He's just playing with it. I'm probably going to take it off before he enters into the academy.
Yep.
Okay. It takes you about 45 minutes walking with the group so you kind of blend in, but
Is Birdsong joining us, or is?
Yeah, I'm being quiet because I can't
Okay.
talk.
I'm just making sure because I know the last time we went for a test, she really wasn't into digging it. So,
To be
You
fair,
did.
I don't like the test because I'm not a magic user. There's no reason in Birdsong's mind to be tested for magic. I know for a fact that I am completely devoid of magic. It's when the teacher started physically abusing the students that I got pissed.
You'll actually hear in your head, Birdsong, it was very much appreciated when you stood up to them last time, but it might be a good idea to play it calm this time. Unless there's some sort of signal. Speaking of that, if you want to, you can ask to speak with me if you just, tap me or something like that. If you want to convey something.
As you come up to what looks like the northern gate, you can. I think my map got cut off on the one side.
I'll kind of look at Serene when he's talking about, like, hey, if you need to talk.
That's
kind
in
of-
your head, by the way.
Yeah, but kind of almost like holding up 4 fingers to show the number 4, but tapping the end of my beak with the 4 fingers, so it looks as though my hand is moving towards my beak and then out.
There's an interesting cursor down there at at the road down south.
It is an indicator.
Yes, it is also where the mouse was when the person took the picture. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Probably is.
But as you come to the north gate, you're greeted by a small group of guards checking everyone as they go in, looking everyone up and down, making sure nobody's doing anything, nobody's being too suspicious, and let you in. As you get close, they look and you go, what are you here for today? The festival or the trials?
Trials first.
Yes, okay. He kind of points you over to what looks like a group of like 4 or 5 people.
Well, thank you. Do they look like other students or more registrars?
They look like people coming to take it. They
Okay.
kind of look nervous.
Well, I think we found the group to walk along with.
Yep.
About 5 minutes later, a slightly, maybe early 20s human comes over and looks and goes, is this the group of testees for this year? Good. And looks and goes, got a nice group of people this year. My name is Darius, and I'll be your guide to the tower.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen this man before in my life.
well, what form did you come into the tower first? When we were there.
It's classified.
Yeah.
I, Birdsong, came to the tower in the form of a Kenku. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, seeing that Serene, if we have seen Darius before, right?
Nope.
No, you have only seen good fortune.
Only good fortune. That was my question.
As far as this group is concerned, the
Good fortune
spellcaster
is,
known as Tassel,
yeah.
Tassel Kremos is, as far as you're concerned, is good fortune in the stars. You wouldn't even know the name Tassel if...
Actually, yes, because I accidentally used it myself in the session.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so you would know the name.
Because I slipped. Not on purpose. But we don't know Darius.
Yeah, so for the Watchers, there's a second campaign running along in the background.
Yeah. Well, I should have expected some twist or knife twist like this. Well, Serene just nods along politely and goes to follow.
Yeah, Quincy is on your heels.
Nice and lagging back in the back, but keeping an eye on everyone.
He takes you through the streets. It's very,
Shepherding.
very nice things, and he leads you up to the entrance of the Mage's Tower. And as you guys get there, you can see this young tiefling, bright red skin, dark blue hair swept back. And the way her hair sits, her horns look like little ships on the in her hair. She looks over and goes, "Ah, Darius, you brought the group of recruits. I am River. It is nice to meet you." She kind of ushers all the rest of them in. Then when she gets to your group, she stops and looks at you and goes, "You are not here for the test, are you?"
No.
Oh.
We were delayed.
We were delayed, and well, we were both. The test would still be open. We would be open to take it if that would. But we were also interested in studying in the library if that would be permitted.
The library,
But
that is a very easy request for somebody of of your caliber. You have your rings already.
well, yes, it just varies from. Well, thank you. Uh, well, it's good to receive a proper reception. Not. He doesn't say that. Doesn't mean the same thing in English. Uh, that sounds snooty. It is nice to receive a warm reception. Thank you.
It is. Though I do find it strange that you hide your rings.
Oh, just usually whilst travel, it
I'm not.
attracts less attention. Just a force of habit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Birdsong was not hiding her ring. That's why she was able to count.
Yeah.
I don't know this magic shit. I'm a
But
naive little Kenku running around trying to find enlightenment. What are you guys doing?
she's precious.
Now, if you need, I can have Darius here lead you up to the library, or I can get another student to do it.
Oh, if he has the time, that would be very kind.
She kind of looks over at Darius and goes, "Darius, take him to the library."
So, here's a real metagamey question. Birdsong's entire species is based off the idea of being able to mimic voices, movements, body language, etc. Would it be even appropriate to ask to insight check Darius or have a passive insight for Darius to get a clue just because I already know what the answer to this question is?
Go ahead and insight, and let's see if I can pull up.
Where it is. I can roll it for you if you want. Like I already know the answer to all of these questions. Like I don't roll very well with Birdsong. I don't know why. Just the gods of dice just hate this character.
So,
Yep.
yes, if you would roll a deception for Darius.
Is there a particular level that you want it rolled at? Because
level 7.
I
I think that's
think
minus
level
1 proficiency.
Yeah, I think because between 11 and 7 it goes. Yeah, it does. Okay, so this minus 1. $10 then. But I mean still like if you want to go with passives, my passive is 15. His passive deception, if you want to do a passive deception check, would be 17. I mean,
Yeah,
I, the person behind the computer, knows the answer to who Darius is. 'Cause I play him.
Birdsong does not know who this is. Birdsong thinks this is a human.
Yeah.
Eisen being suspicious of everyone.
Serene wouldn't suspect a thing. He has abysmal insight.
He kind of leads you up and shows you the library and kind of nods and says, if you need anything else, somebody else will be around, but I must go. I need to head down and take care of some things.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Okay, you have the library. There are some other wizards around that will help, and one slightly older human who looks like she may be the head librarian.
Well,
Oh my
be
god, I
honest-
just accidentally put the face of the teacher from Little Nightmares 2 on her. It's horrifying.
Uh, and well, to be honest, Quincy, I doubt that we're going to have too much success here directly. But let's just say that we're studying theoretical matters.
Of course, I can absolutely roll with that. I was kind of hoping to study anyway.
True.
And studying's not my gig, so you know what? I'm gonna browse. I thought I was gonna do some tests for more free magic shit, so I'm gonna go around town.
The gambler doesn't
Well,
want to study. Go figure.
well then, well, I guess we'll meet up back here
As
in a few hours.
Eisen, as you go to leave, a very a younger version of Katarina kind of you almost walk into her.
Alarm bells setting off in my mind, like, oh god.
She looks down at you and looks and sees your ring and goes, "Shouldn't you be studying for a test? You only have the one ring. Get back in there and study."
And at that, I like, okay. I turn around, summon the echo behind her, and switch places with it.
And as you do, you run smack into a wall. She turns around at you now against the wall, walks up beside you, leans in very close, and whispers, "Get back in there, Eisen."
Oh dear.
Okay. Nice to see you too. And slowly backs up. I'm like, reverse, reverse, back it up, back it up. Okay, gotta get to the other group.
Dude.
Back it up. And quickly getting back to the party, like, guys, younger Katarina's here, but she knows me somehow. Like,
Oh,
what?
That
Oh.
would logically mean that there is a version of you here.
Either that or she knows.
Oh, she knows.
Or there was a version of you here.
She wouldn't let me leave.
Well, you're stuck with us. Melee. Well, no, you're not melee. No, but then the joke doesn't work. You're stuck with us. But looking over his shoulder, does Katerina seem to be still looking at us?
You look over. She looks over. Doesn't even pay any attention to you.
Well, either way, interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. This. Well. Sorry, that.
Eisen's gonna try to find a window.
How
playing
high
with
up are
fire.
we? Jeez. This is
Yeah.
either a really great way to sneak out of the house when you're
Goodbye,
grounded, or this is a
cruel
suicide
world.
attempt.
You're able to
Yeah,
see
that.
to get to a window, and you look out and you look over, and you realize you know you only went up 2 flights of stairs, but as you look out and look down, you can guesstimate you're maybe 150 feet in the air.
And there's no other tall buildings around that are within 30 feet.
The closest thing is a wall about 90 feet away, and it's only about 40 feet tall.
And there's no kind of, I don't know, little terraces underneath us or anything like that.
Nope.
Fuck, turning around. Alright, well, I guess I'm here.
Bushes.
Okay.
Well.
So you wish to
Well, I
search
guess-
for the orbs, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh
just
well.
jump
in
out.
any
Wait until you're 30
inform-
feet above the ground. Then send your echo to the ground and swap places with them. It'll stop all forward momentum. I promise.
Except you actually, in D&D, you fall 500 feet per round. So,
Yeah. Also, well, Serene would say to Quincy, well, looks like we're under supervision, one version or the other. But yeah, but just in general, Serene would be looking for information, any information on orbs, realm travel, or any other mention thereof. And
Alright. So roll me.
just general sections on knowledge about realms, theories about realms.
Anyone going to help?
Quincy is absolutely gonna help.
Okay, so roll a investigation at advantage. Birdsong, what
Alrighty.
are you going to do?
25.
I feel like I'm a little
Thank-
useless in this scenario.
Thank God for that advantage.
could always brew some tea for the studyings.
You can take notes. I mean, you are.
Birdsong, you should look around. They have books on all sorts of things, not just magic.
I have a stupid project that I kind of want to do here.
You know what? Eisen's gonna try to find someone to cast mending on his cards. We're in a magic mage's tower. I don't know this cantrip yet. Can you do it? Can you show me so that I can better see the visual and somatic components in action?
Go ahead and roll me an investigation, Birdsong.
Okie dokie. This is not going to go well. Why? The animal handling was a 5.
You know,
Don't you just love
this is
it?
a dice
The
curse.
insight check was a 6. I have a plus
This
5
is a
to that one.
this is a dice curse a la Wheaton where you only roll well when it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
With the help of a
every time I get proficiency in a skill, it makes that skill worse. I have reverse proficiency.
with the help of one of the librarians, as you're trying to look over, you're able to find a couple of books on that subject.
Awesome.
Also, Serene and Quincy, you guys are able to easily find books on just on your basic realm travel, like using the different magics like planar shifts and all that.
Hell yeah.
But
Hmm.
looking through everything, none of it's what you're actually looking for.
Oh.
Well, um, going up, I guess, to the head librarian. Uh, excuse me, might I trouble you for a second of your time?
She looks
Quincy's
and
just. Go
turns
ahead.
around and goes, "Ah, young one, what can I help you with?"
Uh, yes, thank you. I had a few questions, both in terms of whether this library allowed loaning out books in case you wanted to read more in private, but also, would there be any chance of a more advanced section on several topics? For example, more advanced topics on realms and realm travel, just out of a curiosity.
There are, but you will need to get permission. What level ring are you, my child?
Oh, for the time being, only second. Uh, what
Okay.
sort of permission would one need to get?
You would need to get permission of somebody who is at least a fifth ring. A teacher,
Ah,
a advanced student. She kind of looks around to see if there's. You may. It's worth a chance, but she doesn't seem to help much. May speak with student Katerina over there. She may, if you can sweet talk her, she may help you.
Quincy's
ah.
a student?
Well, thank you. Thank you. That. That's wonderful.
And please
Uh,
don't try to sneak off and try to look without permission. The
oh,
guards and wards will
I,
not be
I,
happy.
I wouldn't have been
wouldn't
so
dream of it.
foolish. Well,
We recently had a student try and well.
yeah.
Are they dead?
No, but they got expelled.
Mm.
Well, that is.
We could die, or even worse, be expelled.
He
Thank you,
wasn't.
Hermione.
Though the issue was he wanted extra power and couldn't get it on his own.
Mm.
Oh, nothing like that. We just have a few
We're very
theoretical
curious.
questions we'd like to have answered that, well, formed over our studies of the more basic information. And,
Ah.
well, it's worth a try. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Well, then, all right then.
Well,
Quincy.
Quincy's gonna waltz. He's already waltzing up towards Katerina. If you want to stop him.
Yes. No, Serene will actually just quicken his pace to uh, arrive at the same time.
Um. Um.
Well,
Excuse
excuse me.
Excuse us.
Would you happen to have a moment of your time?
She looks at you and kind of scoffs a bit and then goes, "Yes, what can I help you with?"
I'm sorry, but
Meow.
I
I
am
am
not a cat.
sorry.
No, that was out of character.
Excuse me. I was just the librarian said that we might want to ask for your aid in a matter. We had a few things we wanted to research that do require approval or guidance from an older student, someone more experienced. Uh, we were quite interested, well, both on our own and another very experienced mage told us that, well, from another tower, told us that this might be the very place to look for information on realm travel. Closely studying her face for reactions
She
as he says
raises a
that.
single eyebrow. Why are you interested in realm travel?
Oh, it seems like quite the interesting topic.
No, no,
And,
not
well,
not to mention we have several theories about the possibility of there
some,
being
well, some, yes. Sorry, Quincy, I didn't mean to interrupt.
it's okay, it's okay.
Just recent times have fostered a curiosity in it for both of us, and well, we're interested in some of the potentials in terms of theories that we're able to we might be able to see. And well, we were advised by quite an accomplished mage that this would be the place to look.
Well, I almost forgot that this stuff was needed. That this kind of permission was needed for this information. Otherwise, I would have sent it with you when you left the tower, Serene.
Ah, well, good to know that some things are constant. Apologies,
You
we didn't know the nature. Well, if you had, were the very same one.
This
Can't
is
be too
a
sure.
this is a different point after you had already visited the tower. I came back to study again.
Ah, so are we, after we'd already visited, so we just slightly shifted into the future then?
can I insight check this?
Go
Oh,
right
yeah,
ahead.
also studying
This doesn't
studying
feel
face
right.
for reactions very much doesn't.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Um, well,
My passive insight is an 11, if that means anything.
it's a 10. The Clueless Club.
The Clueless Club.
Let us find out. You actually have a chance. She only has a
Oh boy.
+3.
Horizon's busy trying to sneak past her. Can he do an insight check?
Oh, she's even though Quincy, sir, you can see she's talking with you, but her eyes are not actually looking at you.
Hmm. Well,
Uh,
either way, either way,
yeah.
it's curious that it's a bit curious that you still need us to help you with this when you have access yourself, but we're nevertheless grateful for any help.
I only thought about this after I sent you.
Sent us from where?
You know where.
I know where. Do you know where?
You
Which,
know, if you keep questioning me like this, I won't give you the permission you need.
Okay, fair.
the permission will be appreciated.
And with that, she kind of, keeping an eye on Eisen, though you can't exactly tell what she's doing. She walks over to the librarian and kind of flashes her rings and looks and goes, "They have my permission."
Well, thank you.
Also, just so you
That's
know, Eisen, it lasts for an hour. The wall.
Lovely. Damn it. I get all the way back to the wall and it's still there, and I'm like, fuck.
Unless you know disintegrate.
Yeah, but don't cast disintegrate in a library full of delicate books.
Yes.
Yup. I'm like, oh, it's still here. Yay.
You'll hear in your head, Quincy. Well, her continued help is appreciated, but still a bit weird that she would send us. Either
And
way,
Quincy will shoot back. Something does not smell right here.
she seemed kind of genuine though, but this whole
did.
this whole place is weird. It doesn't make much sense.
A couple.
Attacked Rockenheim.
Yes. A couple of minutes later, the head librarian comes back with 2 books. One, Realm Travel and the Orbs Associated. And the second one, do either of you two know... Well, let me see. I need to check your languages real quick to see if you two actually know this.
I have comprehend languages.
As do I think. Let me go check.
That is fine. I'm just... Okay, you do not understand the language on the other one.
Okay, I do not have comprehend languages, so it looks like it's on you.
It is written in almost a... You mean you can see it's written in almost an angelic writing.
The opposite of what I know.
Yes, I was making sure. But yes, you can take a guess that it, like I said, it's written in some angelic language. You're not quite sure what language, but as she hands you the 2 books, she looks and she kind of motions over to a table and says, "If you wish to read them, go there. These books cannot leave the library."
Thank you. Much
Would it
appreciated.
So I'm asking this out of question, but would it be out of the question for I'm asking this out of character. Can I copy down the very angelic text that I'm guessing is celestial?
Also, Quincy, you don't know what spells you all have because you didn't submit which spells you wanted to copy from.
Comprehend languages will be one of them. But I need to get down with Michael because I keep forgetting to.
You can take notes.
Better get up. Come on, get down with the Michael.
As you go over and you start to sit down and you start to read, it gets... She points you over to a table near a window. And as you're sitting there and you're starting to read through them, I need everyone to roll me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's a 15.
4 active, 17 passive.
13 passive.
I think the only time I rolled higher than a 10 this entire session was that investigation roll.
No, you rolled a nat 20 on the animal handling.
No, that was just to figure out stuff. That wasn't part of session. That was just me clicking it 3 times to see what happens.
Well, I used the first 2 rolls.
Oh, okay.
But as you're
Then I guess I did.
as you're there, Quincy and Serene, you actually notice it first. It's getting darker, even though it's just after midday.
Yeah, Quincy kind of glances up and kind of turns his head towards the window.
Yeah, Serene does the same, the folding down a book while still keeping a finger in it to mark the page where he was.
As everyone goes to the window,
Just holding
Eisen goes ahead and flips a bird and has Ruby come out and sends her out the window to see through her senses.
You send her out and you look through her senses. You get a very clear picture. And Birdsong, as you look, you can see it's starting to get dark. But as you look through Ruby, you notice that this darkness isn't just like a storm rolling in. It's got a different glow to it.
Hey kids,
Oh
want to see
shit!
a
I know what's going
mathematician?
on.
As it starts to get closer.
Saya says it's getting dark, and I'm like, wonder what happens in Drakenlock when the sky's going dark at about 1 p.m.
As it starts to get closer, you can all see the sky is not turning gray. It's turning almost octarine.
Quincy's eyes widen suddenly, and he's like, "Grab the books. We need to go."
And as you say that,
We do.
you can see as what looks like maybe a 2-foot chunk of whatever slams through the side of the mage's tower.
I'm free!
Serene just
Dang it!
Serene just holds on to the table and to Quincy. Just
Yeah,
bracing
Quincy
for
is
it.
just clutching Serene.
Help! Nah, not saying
with
that, but
that-
thinking that.
And with that, it's time to do the most hideous thing that is possible.
What's that?
That is where we will end for today.
Oh,
Leave us on a cliffhanger.
No!
Tune in next week, everyone, to hear the next installment of Explorations of Wrath. Will they survive? Will they die? Will they make it out of the tower alive?
Probably not.
Tune in
Time to roll
next
some new
50-50.
week
characters.
and find out.
50-50. Ah,